If it's not one thing, it's another. So, hey, you folks. One more time without the oops because I forgot to put it on my mic. Ah, hello. I hope everyone's doing okay out there. I am prepared with my soy calf if things go well, or my rosé if things start going shitty. So yeah, we are actually going to do a run today. Our little hacker dwarf friend invited us to a con. I have heard there are not enough masks to be distributed there, so we're gonna have to thank goodness that we're a troll and we should be immune to any kind of airborne viruses out there. But we're basically going to roughhouse a hacker. Hopefully it doesn't go too badly. Okay, so let me get settled in here. Oh, gosh. Yeah, sorry, I was running around getting stuff settled with the puppers and everything because they have had a crazy day today. Two of them had to go to the vet for various things, allergies and whatnot, and we got to give them a bath and all this other stuff. It's going to be fun. And then on top of that, doing other stuff like getting some more furniture for the store and drywall to fix up a couple other spots and everything like that. So it's getting so close. So close. I can taste it. Literally, the sawdust and everything. It's in my mouth. Let's wash it out with some soy calf. Good old soy calf. Anyways, so a run shall happen, and a run we shall do. Once I get this set up. I don't need to shift tab. I've been also doing a couple of other. Once I start, I'm like, ooh, what if I did this character, or what if I did this character, or what if I did this and this and this? I'm like, okay, you got to slow down. Just don't go crazy. Just play the game you're doing. All right. So, yes, I do believe I said all this before, but just in case, a tarred bus carries you from Kai Tak to a mid-range hotel in Suwon. All around you, the happy chatter of your fellow passengers fills your ears. You hear text speak in a variety of languages and dialects, talk about new lines of drones and decks, arguments over innovations in data jack technology, and baseless speculation about the next season of Urban Brawl. Psh, who even watches that anymore? Your guest badge, a glossy slip of laminated paper emblazoned with a flashy logo. I should have brought my Gen Con badge. I'd be like, ah. Yeah. Anyways, with a flashy logo, hangs on a lanyard around your neck. Your ticket into the convention hall, and the only disguise that you should need. The bus drops you off in front of the Harbor Spires Hotel, and you promptly circle around back to find a service entrance. Isabel should be waiting for you inside. I will double that bet. I'm going to say 10 Noonian says this run will not go as planned. Because she said it should be a milk run. Basically, we just gotta... She's gonna wire us or get us hacked in to see the other guy that has the program she needs, beat him up, and then leave. Alright, so with us, we got Slain, a.k.a. me, a.k.a. Pod Wick. We got Isabel, because of course it's her run, so we had to bring her. And then we also got our drone control buddy, Raptor. So, let's see how it goes. Milk Run is polite for Fubar. Gosh, are those shorts? I can't tell if those are shorts or I really hope those are shorts or something. I don't know. Anyways, the service entrance to the Harbor Spires Hotel looks... Oh, Chelly. You okay, Chelly baby? Sorry, the dogs got a little upset at her earlier. Hello, Chelly baby. Hello. Hello. You cannot drink the caffeine. It's got caffeine in it. And you can't drink the rosé because it has grapes. Oh, but Shell, you can't take the... Okay. Almost took my mic away. You okay, Joe? Bye, Joe. Anyways, the service entrance to the Harbor Spires Hotel looks like any other. Scuffed walls, coated in chip paint, floor of well-worn hardwood. Time card reader, hanging from the wall with a slight tilt, of course. Nothing about the dingy utilitarian confines of the room that you're in hints at the elegance and fine decor of the hotel beyond. I've always been fascinated by seeing how things worked. Even as a child, I took apart everything that I could in the name of study. And here we are in the innards of a fancy hotel, examining the viscera of the place, if you will. Your earpiece crackles alive. Isabel calling from the women's lavatory. Slain. A burst of static fills your ear, obliterating Isabel's voice. A single layer, she cuts back in. Position? If by imposition you mean twiddling my thumbs by the kitchen, then sure, imposition. Untwiddle them then, you... Job to do. This doesn't bode well. Aren't you going to be giving us direct instructions over the comm? Yeah, hang on as try to boost our as the sound cuts out entirely for a good 5 seconds. This is kind of like in Space Alert. When communications are down, you're just all like... Yeah, like Space Alert. Anyways, when Isabel's voice comes back, it's half again as loud as it was before. There, that's better. What a pain in the ass this is. There's way too much interference coming from the show floor. We aren't going to be able to rely on our comm links for this. I'll find us a workaround. This doesn't inspire confidence. Like I said, I'll find a workaround. For now, let's concentrate on the task at hand. The catering staff should all be in the kitchen, hauling trays of steamed clams and aperitifs out to the convention hall floor. I'm going to need you to find a way to get one of their uniforms, one that will fit my size. Find a dwarf-size catering uniform. Check. I'm on it. Good. Oh, and Slane, we aren't getting loud yet. Got it? Whatever you do, don't start shooting. We can't afford to send Rhombus running before we can get him cornered. Right. No shooting. No shooting. Until we have Rhombus. I got it. I mean, hey, you gotta be specific in these kinds of things. I have a sword and a magic blast. Just saying, I won't shoot anything. I promise you that. Alright, so what do we got here? So we got an alarm panel. Crap. Makes me wish I knew decking. This panel controls simple building maintenance and safety features. While the panel's admin level user interface has been locked away behind a biometric fingerprint reader, a skill decker could easily bypass such a restriction. Too bad we don't have one here with us. View archived work manifest logs. Huang, millions. Dan sprinklers went off again. Tired kitchen was flooded, and Chef Bun quit. We're gonna have to go with third-party caterers for the big event this weekend, because we sure as hell can't steam a few thousand clams without any kitchen staff. Okay. So maybe try to set off some fire alarms? Ooh. Hey, Raptor, get your drone in here. Drone, don't kill anything, though. Oh, hey, there we go. Thank you. Good thing we actually brought the drone along. Otherwise, I think we might have had to get creative on getting that uniform. And our crew does not quite do creative very well. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, do we still have to go through the kitchen? Oh, God. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Oh, dear. Okay. Harvest Fire's kitchens are a whirlwind of activity. Attractive 20-somethings in white catering uniforms dash in and out of the room, their arms laden with heaping trays of steaming shellfish. It reminds me of Party Down, that show of like Adam Scott, Martin Starr, Jane, golly, I forget her name. The one who's always basically plays herself in all the roles she does. God, how come I'm so bad with that? Anyways, pretty funny show. Anyways, one man stands still amidst the chaos, the eye of the storm. His white coat is at least half again wider than those of his subordinates, and his collar is starched as stiff as a board. Floor manager notices you, and his eyes narrow. He stalks towards you, practically frothing at the mouth. You can't help but notice the embroidered corporate logo on his lapel. Pastry, magic, and more. Fine catering. The image is completed by a stylized rendering of what appears to be a frolicking kitchen standing astride a pair of shooting stars. You! What are you doing in my kitchen? Okay. Oh, man. I can't even try to channel a Gordon Ramsay voice. He glances at your chest, sees the visitor badge hanging from the lanyard that Isabel gave you, dangling around your neck. Convention goers are not allowed beyond the showroom. I'm sorry, I must have gotten turned around. You know where the Chewy's kiosk is? No, I don't know where your damn kiosk is. Go ask on the show floor. Well, I also smell clams. You stewing clams back here? Yes, yes, we are. And if you want some, you're making me hiccup because I'm so mad at you. If you want some, you're gonna have to wait until we get on the show floor with everyone else. Get out, go. We have work to do here. All right. So we can just head on through there. I honestly don't know what we would have done if we had no drone. No idea. I don't even want to think about it. Okay, let's see. So I know we have to go in there, but before that, let's take a look around. Oh, hello, shady man. A sketchy-looking man in a long, shabby coat stands in the middle of the bathroom floor, teetering on his feet. He blinks at you through red-wormed eyes crusted over with sleep. Hey, you, the Imperator? Because if you are, I got your stuff. Of course, I'm the biggest one here. Of course I am. Great. He lifts an overstuffed plastic shopping bag. Here, you want to see the old stock, or just want to buy the items we discussed? Let me see it all. Show me what you got. Why does it want me to take drugs? Okay, let's see. What do I have right now? I have a Toko. So, okay, I just wanted to make sure I had a Toko Kamikaze. Okay, yeah, as long as I have those. I only have one med kit. I don't know if, let's see what Raptor's got. Yeah, good, real good. Good doing business. Bye-bye. Alright, actually, Raptor, what are you rocking in your backpack? One med kit. So between the two of us, we have 30 hit points of healing. Great. Let's hope nothing bad happens. Oh wait, I do have the heal wound spell. I forgot about that. Okay, well let's just venture around. Or are none of these people... I thought they would talk to me, but I guess they won't until... Okay, fine. Fine. We'll get Isabel. No dobbling around for a bit. Enter the women's restroom and find Isabel waiting impatiently for you. Her guest badge dangles from its lanyard at a canted angle, and the crumpled ropes of her hair look frazzled. At sight of you, she steps forward. You're here. Good. I was getting tired of hanging out in the ladies' room. You got the uniform? There you go. Good. This will work. Alright, I'm going to change into this thing and hightail it to the employees-only door on the far side of the convention hall. They'll let me in even without a badge. They'll just figure that some rich guy wants a drink. Where's the VIP area? On the other side of the convention floor. I'll have to cross the showroom floor to do it, but that should be safe enough. Nobody pays attention to the catering staff at these things. So I'll make my way across, pass through the door, take the elevator up to the admin wing on the 6th floor. All that you need to do is take your position and wait for my instructions without raising an alarm. You're asking me to be patient? Oh dear. Pretty simple stuff. Should be foolproof, assuming that you don't screw anything up. Do you have any questions? Have you figured out what we're going to do about that comlink connection? The one that is probably going to ruin the whole plan? Yes, there's a demo kiosk near the VIP entrance. It's running some new Matrix avatar editing suite or something like that. Software is called Perfect Persona. When I get to the admin area, I'm going to patch myself into the Perfect Persona console, and we're going to communicate through that. It isn't a perfect solution, but it beats having to deal with a drop connection. Just be sure to grab the kiosk when you're in position. Don't let anyone else get to it. What am I supposed to do on the showroom floor again? Sorry. Wait by the VIP area door. When I identify Rhombus, you'll apprehend him and tell him that he's the lucky winner of a complimentary VIP pass upgrade. You'll escort him through the VIP doors to a room that I'll have empty and waiting. And we'll all get the software from him together, beat him up, stash him in a closet. That's the part I can do. Ask a loitering troll not to raise any alarm sign. No. So what should I do between when you leave and when you get in position? Walk the shore floor, mingle, try to look like you belong here. Just try not to do or say anything that'll stand out in a bad way. You're supposed to be a hot new decker in town, so act the part. Ooh. Okay, no more questions. We're gonna fail. It's fine. Let's hit it. Kitty, not right now. Things are about to go sideways. Sorry. Let me switch drinks here. Kitty is demanding. Oh, let's talk to... Food is always direct. Why do we keep buying it? Because eating this is better than waiting in the line to get back into the con. Oh, so true. Truer words have never been spoken. Oh my gosh. Kitty, why? Kitty, why? Kitty, why? No, I can't. There's no room. As you approach the corner of the convention floor, you find a brightly lit entrance. There are signs on the wall pointing towards it. Simpson's Parlor, decking area. As you draw closer, a convention staffer in a bland uniform to storage you. Sorry to say it, but we're a bit crammed right now. If you hang tight, we should be able to squeeze you in soon. There's maybe a half-hour wait. Please, places like this never run at full capacity. You're keeping a few VIP slots in the back, right? We're full up. I don't know how else to say it. You need to wait like everyone else. Stay cool and we'll get you in as soon as possible. Listen, man. I'm going in. Feel free to get in my way. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize what I was dealing with. Here, go on through. I think I'll make a lap around the comp floor. Take as much time as you need. Bye-bye. No suspicions at all. Ooh, pickpocketing. Pickpocketing. Did you just... Oh, no. Oh, no. What's my quickness again? Oh no. Intelligence 2. Oh no. What's going on? What's going on? Oh. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's fine. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Alright. Oh, no. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. Don't. Oh, ooh. The game wasn't responding for a second. I thought it triggered like a mini cutscene, like, uh-oh. Rack of high-capacity stick memory devices. Patent pending. Your calmly crackles life with an ear-splitting hiss. Isabel. Okay, I've jacked into the admin and that I can work with it. Are you in position? Waiting position near the VIP kiosk. Perfect persona. Use the perfect persona kiosk to talk to you. Copy that. While you're getting there, I'll start working on getting you the VIP access and locate the. Got it. I'll signal you when I'm ready. Okay. If there's any more exploring you'd like to do out here on the show floor, we'd best do it now before we use kiosk. I doubt we'll get an opportunity to afterward. We'll look around a bit more. Maybe get more money. Hey, buddy! A pot-bellied churro with 2 days' worth of mangy stubble smiles and turns to face you. The chrome of his data jack simmers wetly in the light, but his cyber deck is conspicuously absent. Hey, what's going on? His badge hangs low on his lanyard. You catch a glimpse of his decking handle. Headspace. Strange to see someone a deck on without a cyber deck. I can say the same about you. Where's your deck, man? Look, you're not supposed to question me. Oh, crap. Hey, I left it in my hotel room. Bad place for you to do it. This entire show is a pissing contest in case you didn't know. Walking around without a deck is like, well, use your imagination. So, where's your deck? You didn't give us answer. Taps his head with a smile. Right up here, I've got the next generation of decking tech. The cranial cyber deck. Continues without waiting for a response. It's the apex of modern decking tech. Miniaturized, compact, easy to sneak into the most sensitive locations. I don't need like a great big external deck around with me anymore. It's a night and day difference between this and my old Fairlight Excalibur friend. Night and day. Huh. Where'd you get that cranial deck then? The Chop Chop Shop in Kowloon City. Told me not to ask where it came from. Lots of things fall off the trucks out Kowloon way. I'm sure that this was the same. So, why get a deck installed in your head? Why wouldn't I? It's compact, it's versatile, it's fast and powerful. With this sweet baby, I can deck wherever I go, whenever I want, without having to lug something the size of an electronic keyboard around with me. It's the best of all worlds, I'm telling you. You gotta get one for yourself. Dizzle's voice crackles and over your comm like, this guy's an idiot. Cranial cyberdecks are a terrible idea for more reasons I can count. Deckers swap out their gear every couple of months. You want someone monkeying around your brain that often? I'll make it easy for you. You don't. Troll continued, blissfully unaware of Isabel's interruption. So have I sold you on a head deck of your own yet? Come on, you know that I have. Wouldn't you have people poking around your head every time you need to upgrade? Well, I guess, but that thing is going to be so obsolete in 6 months. Then you're going to what, get more brain surgery? It's no different from installing an encephalon, and everyone does that. What do you know anyway? Nothing, not a thing. Get out of here, leave me alone. Okay, troll buddy. Your brain. Tired attendee. Ooh, software demo station. Yeah, tired attendee. The man standing at the As Technology demo station looks strangely out of place at a deck convention. He isn't carrying a cyber deck. You can't see any sign of cyber on this person, not even a data jack. He looks up from the kiosk blinking. Do you want to use this? Am I in your way? He sounds preoccupied. He shifts his body and his movements are unnaturally smooth and graceful. As he moves, you can see the kiosk screen is flickering. Apparently the demo software is glitched out. Well, yeah, we're going to check his aura. Your third eye slides open, and the world around you goes gray. The flashing screens and blinking lights of the DECCON show floors fade to nothing. The aura of the man in front of you crackles like a bonfire. He's magically active, very much so. His entire body scintillates with barely contained magic. As your third eye flutters shut, color and vibrance return to the world. The man in front of you clears his throat. So, you're not here for the kiosk. Was there something else you needed? I examined his visitor badge. Game G. Okay. You aren't a Decker. You're an adept. His demeanor changes, goes from tired to suspicious. Why do you say that? Because I read your aura. And you're as out of place here as I am. Look, I'm here to relax and get off the streets. They got free clams and free wine, and everybody but you seems happy to keep them themselves. Just leave me in place, okay? You're here for the clams, really? Yes, I love clams. Clams, mussels, oysters. If it's a bivalve, I want to eat it. Butter and lemon are my best friends, and right at this moment, I'd kill a man for wine in my plastic cup. Is that okay with you? Hey man, knock yourself out. Thank you. Now please go do your thing and let me enjoy the show in peace. I wish we were a proper Shadowrunner. Oh well. Who are you? Convention goer? Let's talk to convention goer. Driven by the patches sewn onto his bomber jacket, the elf is from the Nan. Council Island, to be specific, forced a chunk of rock in the middle of Lake Washington that was called Mercer Island until the Native American nations reclaimed it. He doesn't look Amerindian, though if anything, he looks Chinese in descent. Those masks makes it hard to tell for sure. Hey, someone wearing a mask at a con! Proper safety measures, yay! Sorry, excuse me. He turns to face you at your approach. His features are mostly hidden, but you see he's sporting a high steel collar and spiky hair. His cheeks are high-boned and hollow. Hey, you want something from me? What's up? Just wanted to get to know my fellow congoers. You from Council Island? Yeah, what gave that away? He makes a point of showing off his jacket. The tribal insignias look strangely out of place here on DECCON floor. You from Seattle? Redmond Barrens, actually. No dreck. Wow, that place is frackin' intense, chummer. The Seattle shadow slang sounds incredibly awkward when delivered in Cantonese, but he doesn't seem to notice. Council Island is Nan territory, and you don't look Amerindian. What's your deal? I'm not Amerindian. I do live on Council Island, though. My dad's a diplomat from Tirananog. We live on that island. Actually, they treat us like kings there. But you look Chinese. Tirananog is in Ireland, isn't it? Yeah, that might come as a shock to you, but there are Asian people in Ireland. I mean, we do exist there. As it happens, my father is related by marriage to a minor member of the Connaught family. That's one of the Tuatha De Danann, if you didn't know. You have heard of the Tuatha De Danann, haven't you? I guess this is one thing our academic etiquette doesn't help us with. Afraid not, no. Care to fill me in? They're the ruling families of Tirananog, chummer. Like, they run the government there, which is how my dad got his government job. Do you, live under a rock or something? How do you not know this? Is there anything specific that you're here to see? Let's change subject. Yeah, I'm here to check out the 57 Fuji cyber decks. My 55 Cyber 7 is barely cutting it these days. I want to see what they're coming out with next year. I heard they have a demo station. So tell me, what's your favorite new ESP for incursion operations? I liked last time, personally. As his voice fades into oh god, Oh god, what am I doing here? Up the Blast Hammer. Never heard of it. Really? It's only the most popular freeware attack ESP in Southeast Asia. He's practically shouting. His face is lit up with maniacal glee. Calm down, man. I'm from Seattle, not Southeast Asia. Yeah, well, you better get with it if you want to survive out here. I mean, just saying. Gotta go. Don't blow my fucking cover. I will end you, man. End you. Product display. What's that? Okay. H. Decker. Hey. Teach me your tricks. Ain't this hell of a thing? Lovely show. Lovely show. Lots and lots of shiny boys. Toys. Shiny toys. Shiny boys. What the hell? You here to see anything in specific? Got my eyes on a couple of things this year. I'm going to check out the Fairlight booths, of course, and Fuji's doing some interesting things with miniaturization. You know, when I was just getting started, it would have taken an entire warehouse full of machines to match computing power of that PDA on your wrist. Nope. Scratch that. They won't even come close. Technology has come a long way. Sure has. Sure has. Anyway, I've taken up plenty of your time already. I'm sure that you got Exhibit C unless you wanted something else. Yeah. No, I'm Slain. You are... He grabs your proffered hand and shakes it vigorously. Call me Turtle. Been going to DECCON for damn near 20 years now and never looked half as nice as it does now. Really? Yeah, show's really gotten big in the past couple of years. Lots of corporate money flowing into this thing these days. I've heard that the guy who first organized the show sold out to some big promoter. Took home a 6-digit paycheck. Lots of young guys have been bitching and moaning all over Shadowland about that, but not me. I've been around long enough to know the score. Someone offers you that kind of money, you take it. So where'd you get your handle from? Turtle is a funny name for a Decker. Oh, sorry. Lit. An old piece of software. Something that went obsolete well before your time. I guess I'm showing my age, but something about that little cluster of pixels always made me happy. Gotta keep moving, Turtle. Enjoy the show. Bye then. Alright. What is this noodle extractor? Hot noodle dispenser, complete with extruder settings for ramen, ramen. Hey, I wasn't finished. Fine. Convention goer number 5. What are you? This dwarf doesn't have any obvious headwear, but his hands are lined with artfully designed induction pads. He looks up from his place in the noodle line and gives you a nod. Line starts back there. Better take your place now if you want to get in on this. Food court gets busy around this time of day. What's your guest badge? Grimson. What's worth ordering from the vending machines? Nothing. But getting a bowl from the noodle extruder is a DECCON tradition. You just do it whether you want to or not. But isn't the show catered? Why even bother with the vending machines? Tradition, like I said. Convention is under new management this year and they're still trying to go all upscale on us. We're trying to show that we don't need all that. Give me a cheap bowl of extruded noodles and I'm a happy man. I don't need an underpaid teenager in a clown suit to bring me clams and call me sir. Hang on, don't the show organizers own the vending machines too? Yeah, and irony isn't lost on me. Political statements aside, I want my noodles. They're terrible, but they're the right kind of terrible, like synthetic cheese and vat-grown chicken. They're science food, and I love them. I also want to compliment you on your cyber hands. It's nice work there. Thanks, they're custom. Lifts his right hand to the light. The honeycomb structure of the induction pad's circuitry glints into the smooth plastic surface. It's surprisingly hard to find induction pads that aren't hidden under synthetic skin. They are a work of art. Who designed them for you? I know out Neo Tokyo way. Works in one of Muraku's cheaper clinics. Got him to make the things for me. Cost an arm and a leg. Both arms and no legs if you want to get technical about it, but it was worth it. Gotta run. Good talking to you. Yeah, you too. As Isabel's going, what the frick is keeping those guys? Oh, this doorway is restricted. Hotel and staff and caterers only. Please stay on the convention floor. Will do. Will do. Sorry. No problem. Enjoy the show. Oopsie. Alright, let's not get in trouble here. Okay, only a couple more things to... Working model of Fushi's new Cyber 7 Slim, a retooled Cyber 7 with a thinner form factor and burnished aluminum case. Software demo station. Shuwasi sculpted. And then Mr. Lin, let's not do that yet. Convention goer, yeah. These deckers look different from any of the others on this show floor. As you approach, you can see the kind confidence in their postures and steel in their eyes. Unlike their peers, these are professionals, Shadowrunners. Most vocal, the three, a female orc with an obvious cyber eye, just as you. Maybe you can help settle this. My colleagues and I have difference of opinion on the relative merits of mid-range cyber decks. Would you agree that the Fuji Virtual X... Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. You always do this, Harridan. You word your questions to lead strangers into giving the answers that you prefer. Now, the community consensus is that the virtual... Oh no, what are they saying? What are they talking? Are they still... Am I answering? I don't know what I'm doing yet. Oh, shut up, Beerus. You're doing the same thing. Besides, everyone knows that Fuji is going down the tubes. Villiers is pulling the assets out of the company. Oh god. Oh god. Stay cool. Stay cool. Stay cool. Nova Hot here is Allegiance's #1 superfan, in case you couldn't tell. Never mind the fact that their only current product, the Alpha, is woefully lackluster next to the competition. We've been going around and around on this for hours. So what do you think? Which deck is going to be the best in class of the mid-range point in 57? If only I had charisma. Better charisma. I don't do a lot of research about store-bought decks. I prefer to build my own. They start your long one passes, and Spears begins to snicker. That's funny. You're a DIYer, huh? So you're telling me that you can cobble together a better deck than Fuji, or hell, an allegiance by yourself. I didn't say better. I said that I build my own decks. I don't have a stake in the corporate pissing matches. I can respect that, I guess, but if you want to be competitive, you're gonna have to get past your whole home-built cyber deck phase. Whew. Hopefully, we're fine on that. How are you enjoying the con so far? Yeah, it is what it always is. Bad food, a lot of antisocial people, and overpriced vendor kiosks. By the end of the weekend, I'm probably gonna have measles and or the flu. To be honest, I don't even remember why we all fly out here every year. Beers, we come out here because you start getting excited for the show months in advance every year. You left me 15 voice messages to make sure that I remembered to book the hotel room. That's because I remember what happened in 52. I do enough sleeping on the street back home. I don't need to do it when I'm on vacation, too. How many times do I have to apologize for that? I'll let you know when you can stop. Where are you all from? Macau. I got a house in Indonesia. Spend most of my time in Seattle, though. I'm from Phnom Penh, but I do a lot of work out here in HK. Gotta go. Right. See you around the floor. Orc Baron kind of looks up from his sales sheets. He rarely recites what sounds like a rehearsed welcome. Welcome to Mr. Lin's Big Time Data Shack. Special show prices for this event only. Feel free to browse. Sure. Oh, you got me confused. You got me confused. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, no. Oh, wait a second. What is this? That's like half my money, though. But that's like... What's my armor right now? I think it's only like 3 armor. Oh, gosh. That... That would cover me for a while, but I feel like after this run, we'll probably get some better spells and stuff like that. We probably won't get armor like this for a long while, though. Let me check out specifically what I got. Oh, I did have enough. Wait a second, I do have 4 charisma. Why didn't it let me? Hey, game. I had 4 charisma. Right? Yeah, I have 4 charisma. Why did it do that? So it's 3 armor. That would double my armor. So basically, every time you get hit, you get damage reduced by your armor amount. So like, it would basically mean like pistols and SMGs and that sort of stuff don't do nearly as much damage, especially since I am getting hit a lot, because my actual stats are with quickness. That's about as high as I'm gonna get. Oh, maybe nothing attack. Yeah, probably right. So basically, I don't need to buy anything except for armor, any new swords that come out, and spells. Fortunately, that's as far as, because I'm not getting any cyberware. I was debating about it, but actually, when I was playing those other runs, I realized, oh, in order to do anything like that, you need cyberware affinity. I'm not going to spend cyberware affinity to reduce my magic and all that sort of crap. Although, here's kind of a cheap thing. So, if it'll come up. So, when you get to a certain point, you get +1 additional essence. Your essence, or your magic, is based on your essence. So if I went 6, I would basically be getting 8 magic. That would kind of be broken. But that would be so many points away from the actual spell casting. You know, it's much more useful to just up willpower spell casting and stuff. Especially with close combat, I'm probably going to start, once I get these up to 6. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Yeah, like I could get that additional essence, and yeah, I could get cyberware to keep me at 6, which is normal, or just get that extra stuff in magic. But I don't want to just go down that route. I'd rather concentrate on the stuff I'm actually using. But yeah, I think I am gonna go ahead and take him up on his offer for the increased armor. Because I do not know. Yeah, we'll do that. As I just change in the middle of the floor, like I just go. Who's gonna stop me? Ooh, hello. I mean, at least I can fool these guys thinking I'm a decker now. I definitely don't like the look of that armor though, but oh well. Yeah, let me just sell this other crap I have back to you. Alright, I hope we make a little bit more money. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, alright. Signal Isabel. Perfect persona kiosk flickers life at your approach. A debug menu pops on the screen along with the text prompt in all caps. Slain, enter the following key code. You tap the code on the kiosk keyboard. A moment later, a series of 5 loud popping noises rattles off in your comlink's earpiece. Visible voice fills your ear, crisper and cleaner than it was before. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me, Slain? What the heck took you so long? Yeah, I hear ya. What's up? Command line code for the kiosk to connect with your comlink via direct link. This way, we can bypass using a comm signal entirely. clever. I know. As long as you remain within a couple of feet of the kiosk, we shouldn't have any problems. Wander too far outside of that range and you're gonna get static again. So basically, you can't root from the spot. That's what I said, right? Now we're all linked up. Give me a second, I'll locate Rhombus. Click, 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 click. Hear the sound of rattling keystrokes coupled with visible muttering under your breath. Line falls silent. Time stretches 10 seconds, 20, then your ears will explode. What the hell? He already has one? They already got one. We got one, you see? How the fuck does Rhombus merit a VIP pass and I don't? Let me guess. This is where the plan goes off the rails. She rails into your earpiece, fuming. I'm twice the decker that he is, and everybody knows it. What makes him a VIP when I am not? Calm down, Isabel. At least we know where he... Nope. No. That's not what Podwick would do. Jealous much? She takes a moment to calm herself. You can almost feel the heat of her anger radiating through your earpiece. Alright. I know which room he's staying in now. I'll just need a few minutes to get you your VIP upgrade. Well, my friend, what to do now? Shall we... A series of clicks erupts in your ear, cutting Raptor's sentence short. Your PDA begins blinking. You're receiving a video chat request. Answer the call. Isabel blossoms onto the screen, along with a pair of towering security guards. The line that connected her to the admin terminal hangs loose from its socket. I'm gonna ask you again, what the hell are you doing in here? Take your time, and make sure that you're telling me the truth. I'll know if you don't. Well, I was looking for the person who ordered this coffee? What? You were looking for him in the Matrix? And besides, you don't have any coffee, so try again. She continues to sputter, her eyes toward the screen, fixing on you. You can see the desperation on her face. Well, I need to, oh gosh. Alright. Yeah, this is exactly why it was me, the Roxanne thing. We're doing the Cyrano thing, aren't we? Is that what we're doing? She might not know what that means, so, okay. Do I have to coach you out of this? Really? Alright, just say what I say, I guess. I guess? Last chance. Talking sense or spend the night with the HKPF. Let's see. No, not that one. Let's see. Probably one of those two. Actually, wait a second. I'm just seeing... Sorry, I got distracted by the webcam because this is... So basically I have a fan blowing right at me because the laptop is very hot because it's doing the streaming and the game. So I was like, what is going on with it? Okay, anyways. Alright, so... I just wanted to surprise my boyfriend. He works in this room. No, I'm not saying... I just wanted to surprise my boyfriend. Apparently he works here. Guard glances to his counterpart. We don't have time for this. Just kick her out and be done with it. Guard in front. Isabel straightens. Yeah, you're probably right. I'll let you go with a warning this time, but only this once. If I catch you anywhere near this room again, I'm turning you over to the police. Got it? But I... You ready to go loud? I want to go loud. I'm ready. I've been born ready for going loud. Because if you keep arguing with that guard, we're going to have to start shooting. Yes, sir. Good call. Line goes quiet as she moves out of the server room. Oh, now we're controlling her. Oh boy. Where is she at? What a damn nightmare this turning out to be. I'm sorry, Selene, but I couldn't get you your VIP access. You got Rhombus's room number, right? Yeah, I got it. I can take you right there. There's only one problem. Without VIP access, you can't open the door without sounding an alarm. The picture in your PDA flickers worryingly. A moment later, Isabel's image returns to the screen and let you through from this side. That's what I'm going to do now. I'll make my way down to you and open the door. I lost a bit of that. Are we going to have communication problems again? Maybe a bit. I'm still using the kiosk to talk to you, but now that I'm not jacked in, I can't route messages to it directly anymore. Please stay put. If you lose the kiosk, we're going to have serious communications issues. Fire alarm is starting to sound reasonable. It's getting better and better. And I may need your help if I run into more people up here. Slane, in case you haven't guessed, I'm not exactly a social butterfly, and things go loud. I'll really need your help. I got your back. Let's do this. Let's go clear out the server room. I don't know where I'm at. Obviously, Isabel would know where she's at, but there's no map. Oh, what is this? Ooh, search computer. Isabel takes a quick glance at the terminal. I'll be damned. It's locked into an admin inbox and someone left it unlocked. I can't open the door from here, but we can read the messages if you want. Do it! Isabel turns the camera on her P8 to face the screen of the terminal. Amber text on a stark black background swims into focus. HR serve, blah, 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 blah. Open the first message. Ho-Pang Nancy to Wing Z. Look, I'm going to come right out and say it. The security guys are right. There's something horribly wrong with that noodle extruder. I ran a diagnostic on it this afternoon. I was halfway through recalibrating the broth nozzles when the damn thing started humming. And sure enough, it started churning out steaming hot, juicing noodles, just juggling them into the palms of my hands. You don't even want to see the blisters I'm sporting right now. Now here's the freaking thing. The dough hopper was empty. I unloaded it myself prior to beginning the diagnostic. I want to repeat that. It was producing dough out of thin air. That machine is haunted. You want my advice, you'll get rid of it before the show. Okay, Nancy. Huh. I don't know what I was expecting this message to be, but that wasn't it. And we did keep going? Second message, please. The noodle extruder in the food court is out of order and should be left unplugged until further notice. Under no circumstances should any hotel or DECCON employee tamper with this device. Maintenance is looking into it. The right kind of terrible. Yeah, the haunted kind of terrible. Again, do not plug in the extruder. Severe disciplinary action will be taken against any employee caught disobeying these instructions. Well, someone obviously disobeyed them. Alright, want me to open another message? Let's go. Oh, bang to Winksy. Okay, I'm getting seriously creeped out over here. The damn noodle extruder is back, Z. I can't explain it. We boxed the thing up yesterday and sent it to the manufacturer. It wasn't here 5 minutes ago. But now we've opened the doors and the show is underway. I'm strolling through the food court and there it is, just sitting there with a line already forming. What the hell do we do? You and I both know that it doesn't have any dough in it. There's no seasoning in the spice reservoir, and we don't have it hooked up to the hotel's water supply. The fucking thing isn't even plugged in. Where are the noodles coming from? What are we gonna do? What do you want me to do, Slane? I want to see this last message. It's too late, Nancy. At least a dozen people have already eaten from the thing. We can't shut it down now. We sure as hell can't let anyone know about it. If people were to get sick, the show could be held liable. Look, if it's any consolation, I've been poring through the logs of old shows to see if anyone else mentioned the noodle extruder, and I found something. This exact conversation 14 years in a row. I don't know what's happening with this machine. I don't know where it came from, or how, or why. But it's a part of DECCON. Nobody can get rid of it. Nobody knows how it works. It just does, and people keep coming back. I think this is a blessing in disguise. That's what I'm telling myself, yeah. Anyway, just don't question it and everything will be okay. I don't even know what to say about this. What do you want me to do? I've seen enough. Get down here and get us through the door. I'm on it. I love that. That's, there are some things that I'll go to Gen Con, I'm like, every year, Gen Con will have just a crazy line outside the most random things, and it's like, year after year, same thing. I mean, obviously not this year because it's been canceled. Unless, oh my god, what if like there's a random what is that thing? Those noodle food trucks. What if that just appeared there? Oh my gosh! If anyone who's watching this, if you're in Indianapolis during what would have been Gen Con, I think the end of July or something, yeah, let me know that the noodle food truck is out there and that pizza food truck. Oh my gosh, that'd be the creepiest thing. When is Common Space gonna get a haunted noodle machine? Popped in to check out the game. Yeah, it was a mystery about a ghost noodle machine. Yeah, basically, these people were wondering why is it producing noodles without any dough in it, and eventually the guy who's running the show said, so that question you had about the machine, it's been doing this for 14 years. No one knows why. Just let it happen. Common Space is going to have a haunted popcorn machine. Is that acceptable? I mean, it's not noodles, but haunted popcorn machine, it already does its own thing, pretty much. So. Alright, Isabel, let's get us in. Alright, let's keep popping through random doors, because we might find more story nonsense. Ooh, inspect this. Info about the conference room schedule tells you about high-level exec in conference room 3 on the bottom floor. Yeah, Noodle Machine is that's a backup plan, sure. Ooh, pill for supplies. Don't mind if I do. Yes, please. We need to, let's put that in stash, actually, because if she picks it up, then I don't ever get it. Alright. Isabel outline goes fuzzy the moment she sets foot into the elevator. A loud, rhythmic, whooshing sound dominates the low end of your PDA speakers. Sounds like the rotors of a helicopter. Heads up, Isabel. We're getting a lot of interference here. An elf in his mid-20s steps aside to let Isabel at the floor selector panel. He looks wired, jittery, stemmed to the gills, most likely. There's no telling how long it's been since he's gotten a wink of sleep. Isabel punches the button for the ground floor. By the way, anyone who's played Shadowrun Dragonfall, this is the theme from, you help the doctor there go back to one of his buildings to get some BioWare, and there's this show that this guy who was in lockdown watched. Like, basically it's the Firefly of this Shadowrun universe, except really badly done. And he watched the 7 episodes of it, like, for 10 years, on repeat. And this is the theme song of that show. So, and when he comes out with his drones and helps you fight off the army outside, this is playing as you're killing everything outside. It's pretty fun. Anyways. Working the show, huh? That has to be hard. The elf smiles down in Isabella's expression. Affable. I feel tempted to blow off work and go check out the kiosk. Maybe take in a panel or two. Yeah, it's all tough. It's tough, all right. I wish that I could just drop everything and explore. She starts in repeating your words with forced sincerity. It's tough, all right. I wish that I could just drop. She falls silent. You can see her staring at the man's VIP badge. Just say what I tell you, Isabel. Don't go off script. Her eyes remain locked on the man's badge. If she heard you, she's ignoring you. Kinding, huh? That's a interesting street name. Been decking under it long? Couple of years now. Longer than anyone else to use the handle. Just smile and nod, Isabel. You're trying to go unnoticed, remember? I know who you are. You're the one who shut down the Kowloon City power grid 6 months ago. Yeah, that was me. Let's keep that between ourselves, though, alright? That little stunt screwed over a lot of local deckers. A couple of them soaked up nasty hits of dump shock because of it. We wrecked the grid while they were jacked into their home machines. My team was in a bind. They needed a power outage right then and there, or they were cooked. So I gave them one. It was the Best solution to a bad situation. Let's leave it at that. Nice see signs. Depends on the elevator car. A few seconds later, Isabel pierces it. There was this Decker. She lived out in Hawaii. Called herself Spinster. She was a good person. Now she's in the ground. She never came back out of the coma that your stunt put her into. Another long pause. Slowly, Ding extends his hand towards the emergency bride. Oh gosh. Well, at least we weren't the ones who started it. Isabel, do you want to go loud? 'Cause that's where this road takes us. She balls her hands into fists. You read the tension in her body language. She's biting her tongue. At least that's what I heard. I'm just a caterer, not a Decker myself. He stares down at Isabel. The smile has vanished from his face. Yeah, sure you're not. Come to get me, haven't you? Take revenge for your friend. Did her people put out a contract on me? Is that it? Oh dear, oh dear. So it's one of those two, I think. Let's see. So, middle? You think the middle? Okay. Let's do it. Say, yes, I took the contract, but I decided not to go through with it. When the elevator stops, walk away and don't look back. Yes, I took the contract, but I decided not. Well, that figures. Zach pops in his for 10 seconds. 20. Finally, the picture wobbles back into view. Ken Ding is in mid-sentence, practically frothing with rage. Did what I had to do. If you were in my position, you'd have done the same if you'd gotten them killed. He's shouting. The sound of it reverberates in the cramped confines of the elevator car. There was no way out of that scenario. I would not have... Isabel, stop. Listen to me. What? You're crazy. You're an insane person. When I get out of this elevator, I'm going to the hotel security office. Hell with it. Tell him that if he does, he's a dead man. Tell him you're with the Yellow Lotus. You don't want to turn me in. My boss would be very unhappy. I work for Kindly Shang. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean... Static. The comms have cut out again. Oh, this is getting old. As quickly as it went, the picture flickers back to your PDA screen. Kindang looks calmer now. The elevator is descending. Remember what we discussed. Keep your cool, and this turns out well for the both of us. We live and let live. Understood? Yes, I didn't want any trouble from you in the first place. I'm just glad that it's all misunderstanding. And please don't take this the wrong way, but I'll be happy if this is the last I ever see of you. Feeling is mutual. The car finally slides to a halt and the elevator doors slide open. The other Decker doesn't get off. Enjoy the rest of the show. Now get a move on, Isabel. Jeez Louise, this is so... This run is going so many sideways bad. Oh yeah, so that, basically, he definitely could have been killed there, for sure. So let's see, I think we're gonna have to walk past this way. Oh, nope. All the way ahead is blocked by a trio of struggling bodies. A blackout drunk troll's laying slung between a pair of cursing security guards, one male and one female, as you watch they struggle valiantly to drag her down the hallway. Unhand me, you fools! The older of the two guards, a middle-aged man with a pompadour haircut, struggles with all his might to keep his prisoners, flailing arm constrained. Don't let her go, Hoyi! She has the strength of 10 men! Yes, sir! You recognize her as the guard who was standing by the employee entrance on the show floor. How she got roped into troll hauling duty is anyone's guess. The security captain locks eyes with Isabel. He barks in an order. Clear the hall! Great. Another roadblock. Isabel's small voice trips out, echoing your words. Great. Another roadblock. With an exaggerated motion, the troll swings her head towards Isabel. You dwarf girl, help me! These jerkheads want me to leave because I'm a troll. What's happening here? None of your business. You're not even hotel staff. You shouldn't be back here at all. He hugs the troll's left arm to his chest with all of his strength, desperately trying to weigh her down. She lifts his feet a few inches off the floor, then slams them back down. He lets out an audible whimper. Now clear the way and report to your manager. Quit fighting me, damn it, before I talk to him for you. The former door guard stares at Isabel. Recognition dawns in her face. Hey, I remember you. You said you had to meet up with some caterers up on 6. What are you doing down here? Excuse me. Tell them, sorry, I had to get more fuel canisters for the chafing dishes. We were told that you had some here. We needed more fuel for the chafing dishes. The buffet is getting cold. There's supposed to be some here. Why do we keep cooking supplies here? Everything would be in the kitchen. Okay, say, look, I only know what I'm told. My boss said to come here, so I did. Look, I only know what I'm told. Her voice is firmer now, more confident. My boss said to come here, so I did. You do what your asshole boss tells you, don't you? She looks her head towards the now violently hiccuping troll. Nice embellishment. The guard looks at her boss. The security captain strains courageously against his captain's flailing arm, oblivious to everything but his own struggle. Look, just hurry back at the kitchen and get out of our hair. She steps aside to let Isabel pass. That was close. There's a brief pause, and she mutters a response under her breath. The mic barely picks it up. This is exhausting. No more probation for me. I'm done with this. From now on, I'm your parrot. Just tell me what to say, and I'll say exactly that. After what almost happened in the elevator, I think that's a good call. Alright, any more distractions? I don't think there's any more. I don't think. Impressive-looking man in a starched white coat blocks the hallway. He turns and you recognize the familiar pastry, magic, and more insignia on his lapel. He fixes his gaze on Isabel, and the expression on his face isn't anything but happy. What are you doing back there? We went over this in the staff meeting this morning. I'm the one who's covering this area. The VIP is to be handled by managers only. You should be on the convention floor. I know. Sorry. They sent me back here, but I think it was a prank. I know, sorry, they sent me back here, but I think it was a prank. Looks like she was telling the truth after their encounter with the guards. She was repeating everything you say verbatim. And you fell for that? You had specific instructions to stay on the show floor. I didn't know. I'm new here. I didn't know. I'm new here. Yeah, no, I don't recognize... You become dimly aware of a figure looming behind you in the convention hall. New here? You must be joking, man. You might have been on the kiosk for 20 minutes now. Wait, excuse me, what? He leans in and gets in your face. You can taste the onions on his breath. I said it's time to get off the damn demo kiosk. You've been hogging it for way too long and there's a line here. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Because she's parroting me, so I gotta be careful. Sorry, I'm still using it. Sorry, I'm still using it. Using what? What are you talking about? You're not even one of our employees, are you? Do I need to get security? I said that's enough. I've been following the devs of this software for months now, and I've traveled 17 hours to try it out myself. You do not get to tell me that I flew here for nothing. Get the hell off the kiosk, or I'm calling security. Yeah, I think it's option 2. Be my guest. I work for this hotel's owner. The security team is going to take my word over yours. Oh yeah? And what do you do here exactly? Tell me why I have to wait on you. Be my guest. I work for this hotel's owner. The security game is going to take my word over yours. You work for the owner, so then you're not a pastry magic employee. So then, why are you wearing one of our uniforms? I'm here to gauge customer satisfaction with the show. We're trying to decide whether to host DECCON again in 57. Collecting candid interviews with convention goers and subcontractors is part of that. Decker continues to stare hands on his hips. Did I pass? I mean, did you get what you need from me? I really want to get my hands on that software, and I'm not leaving until I do, but I don't want my eagerness to get in the way of the show coming back next year. I'm here to gauge customer satisfaction with the show. We're trying to decide whether to host DECCON again in 57. Collecting candid interviews with convention goers and subcontractors is a part of that. What was that? What this was? Some sort of weird interview? I suppose that you were wearing one of our uniforms to throw me off balance, that kind of thing. See if I'd make a scene. Well, I didn't. Please make note of that in your report. In the convention hall, the Decker that you were arguing with backs away to a respectable distance. The catering manager steps aside to let Isabel pass. First things first. Oh. Dark-skinned man in an expensive suit stands at the far end of the room. A cord tethers his data jack to a port in the hotel wall. His eyes are glazed over, dead to the world. He's checked in the hotel's video library, probably enjoying some slick, brashly produced Simpsons fantasy or something like that. He doesn't even know I'm in the room. Might as well look around a little then, but be quick. Cyberdick sits on the table opposite Isabel. She rotates her PDA to give you a view. It's a custom job pieced together from components pulled from a dozen other machines. Looks like a lot like the Octopus, but only smaller. The display has been pulled from a Fushi model designed for export into this UCAS with the chrome bezel and red LED accent lights. The keyboard is a mechanical relic with round, heavy keys that appear to have been salvaged from a typewriter. Judging by the Pashto characters emblazoned on the keys, it's probably of Pakistani make. The case is heavily modified Renraku design. You can see components from at least a dozen other manufacturers jutting out of it. At least a dozen other elements jump out at you, each stranger than the last. A custom stamp on the case labels it the property of the Binary Bard. Isabel stares at the monstrosity, her jaw hanging open. That might just be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Leave it on the table and go, Isabel. Alright, fine. I'm leaving. Spoiled sport. I mean, what would you do? Like, seriously, like, if someone took your thing like that, that would be so cruel. So cruel. Alright. And I guess this is how we'll get up, so finally, here we are. Woof. That's got it. This way to the suites. I was wanting to see if I could talk with them, but probably not. Alright, let's go up. That could have gone so much worse. We could have fought basically our way down that entire hallway and basically ruin the con. Like, hey, it would make it a con to remember though. Alright. So it's kind of funny. I'm playing a troll sword mage. The only fighting we've done this entire game so far was in the first mission to get out of the trouble. Memorable does not equal good. That is true. Rhombus. As you burst through the door, you find yourself standing face to face with a small, heavily tattooed man. Geometric shapes of all descriptions trace their way from his temples down his cheeks and neck to his shoulders. His eyes continue the motif. Each of his irises are a slanted rectangle. Dear Mother of Lords, your poser. Rhombus looks at Isabel and sighs. If he's surprised to see her, he doesn't show it. You finally wanted them back, huh? The memories we locked away. I always knew that you would one day, but you got so hostile after the procedure, I didn't think you'd come around this soon. Isabel glowers at him, her cheeks darkening. Oh, get bent, Rhombus. I got hostile with you because you got hostile with me. Like hell I did. I tried to give you some advice. As a friend. If memory serves, you called me a patronizing bastard and slagged my deck. Was I just supposed to take that without punching back? Whoa, hang on a second. Isabel cuts in, her normally small voice growing raucous. I called you a patronizing bastard because that's what you were being. You wouldn't have taken that tone if I were a guy, or an orc, or a troll. You talked down to me like I was your little sister or something. Well, guess not. Or guess what? I'm not. Whoa, hold up. I talked to you that way because... She shouts over him. Also, punch back? That's a funny way of putting it. You tailored an ESB to troll all of my posts on Shadowland. What kind of prick would do a thing like that? His face goes beet red, and his chest puffs out. The kind whose cat you had killed, you little monster. Captain Whiskers was just a house cat. He didn't have anything to do with this. Oh, jeez. Yeah, very true. Jeers back in indignation. That wasn't me, and I would never hurt a cat. If I were going to have someone killed, it would have been you. Okay. Both of you, shut up! There's a moment of stunned silence. Then Rhombus licks his lips and speaks. I can't believe this is happening to me. All over me, trying to do you a favor. Now teach me to give a friend some advice, I guess. That's the second time you've said that. This whole field started over you trying to give Isabel advice. Yes, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I think, maybe I was telling her what kind of rand to pick up for a deck, something like that. It was a long time ago. It wasn't what you said, Rhombus. It was how you said it. And the argument was nothing. It was what you did after the argument that was unforgivable. Taking the moral high ground isn't going to work for you here. You attacked me first, and for no reason. Okay, from what I'm getting here, you both hate each other, but you were friends, right? Once, I guess. You guess? You let me perform amateur brain surgery on you. You begged me to. We were friends, Isabel. Good friends. And then you went and messed it all up. Both of you shut up. I get what's happening here. This is an argument about nothing that's spun out of control. You don't know any... He's right, That's exactly what this is. Look, you want the encryption key for the memories that we locked away? It's yours. I don't envy the pain you'll feel when you unlock them, but that's your decision to make. Wait a second. That's the software that Greer defined? An encryption key? Yes, I had Rhombus move the memories of my childhood into headwear storage. That's why I couldn't give you any details about the walled city. I didn't have access to them. He keys a serious button on his PDA. Isabel's PDA buzzes a moment later. There, check your inbox. You got the key. Do with it what you will. I was holding on to it for you anyway. Isabel blinks confusedly. I thought that we were enemies now. We were, but there was no reason for us to be. Just take the key and go. Have a nice life. He waves her off. He looks exhausted. There. See how easy that was? I'm sorry, Rhombus. I don't know how things got as bad as they did, but... Sorry. I'm gonna find out what happened to Captain Whiskers. I swear to you. That being nice of you is... I miss Captain Whiskers a lot, too. Almost bashfully, his gaze floats to the ground. He looks away and color surges to his cheek. And, I have, got something of an admission to make. She rolls her eyes. Look, I get it, Rom. You always liked me. I hate to break it to you, but it was never that big of a secret. And I know that's why you... No, wait, no, it's no. That's not it at all. I mean, you're a nice girl and all, but just, no. Collar rushes his cheek. But then, what? My panic button. He flips his sleeve inside out, and you can see a blinking red LED embedded in the fabric. I tripped it when you broke in. The cops are on their way, but... Wait, don't freak out. I'll call them off for you. Oh, She shuffles her feet, looks away. Thanks. Hey, what are friends for? You just wait here, I'll go meet them in the hall and draw them off to another room. Shouldn't take 2 seconds. Oh, it was nice catching up with you. Good luck with the whole memory thing. You're gonna need it. She nods meekly. Do we trust him, though? I don't know if I trust him. Rhombus takes off at a run and disappears down the hall. Hello, security? I had to flee out of room 203. We're in position and we've secured the target. What was that about? Police captain doesn't even bother to look down at you. She waves you off, an irritable expression on her face. Stand back, please. This is a police matter. Sure thing, officer. Keep up the good work. Enjoy the show. I guess maybe... Wow. I guess everything did go as smoothly as we could have. Hey, 2 perfect runs? Essentially. I mean, this is about as perfect as we could have gotten given all the hiccups. But seriously, that's like 2 out of 3, or 2.5 rather, I would say. I'll take it. So instead of a rosé that establishes messing up, this is a celebratory rosé. The bus trip back to Kai Tak is quieter than the ride-in was. Your fellow passengers sit crumpled in their seats, barely moving, barely speaking. Your DECCON 2056 t-shirts hang loose in their frames, and once cherished guest badges have been crumpled into their pockets. You've seen more lively groups on the way to the morgue. Isabel looks up at you, her eyes full of the same post-con fatigue that you see in everyone else's. She gives you a small smile and taps your temple with a fingernail. Got what you came for. Show's over. It's time to go home. Just had to fight through all the awkward. Yeah. I'll knock on some plastic. Or carbon. Carbon fiber stuff. Alright. So I don't think anything new is going to be happening at Hoy. I don't think. Because I definitely do want to try to get at least one more run in. 8 karma. Alright. Ooh, level 3s. Alright, so gain we're not going to use her, so... Let's see. Steady shot or mark target. Ooh. The mark target ability now reduces target's armor by 1. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely more useful in my opinion, lowering the armor. Let's see. Lethal force, mercy kill. 99% chance to hit an enemy has 25% HP remaining, plus 2 damage. Or subdue. I don't think we've ever been able to get our subdue to work, but that's actually pretty nice. 99% chance to just go, you done. Let's see. Shuriken. Range ability, a quick shuriken toss. 12 HP, 1 AP. Ooh, that's nice. Or gains the range ability spitting infected saliva, ignores all armor, damage 8 with additional damage of 4. Ooh. So, let's see, that's a range of 10. That's 10. I mean, let's see. Let's go with... You know what? We want him to be a little bit more honorable. We like Gaichu to be honorable, I think. I can see the things. head there. Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry. Just kind of debating about his. Just I, with them, it's kind of like whatever. But with him, it's kind of like, do I want him to be a samurai through and through, or a ghoul through and through? I've already done that as one bit. That just made more sense. But yeah, let's say we'll just take samurai all the way through. Yeah, it would be nice for him to be able to regenerate HP and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as it gets further in. We'll go ahead and use the shuriken bit. And then for you, we can have either a shotgun mount. Ooh, that's nice for his thing. Or a rotary saw, which means it has to get close range. Yeah, if it had the movement speed, I would probably say the rotary saw, but yeah, it's a little too slow in my opinion. I think it only moves like 5 spaces, so yeah, let's go ahead and confirm. And honestly, our team is probably going to be, excuse me, it's probably going to, well, it's definitely Ractor and Isabel, because we need the drone just in case, and the decking ability. And then I think I'm just going to take Gaichu just because it'll be fun to have another, like, swordsman. Who needs guns in this day and age? Alright, let's go ahead and see, does he say anything new? Frederick Coffey stands stoically by the club door, his arms folded across an impossibly large chest. He eyes those entering and leaving the club like a god, while that might look down from Olympus, and he smiles while doing so. Hey, Slane, been hearing more about you. I suppose I'm not doing my job right, then. Don't sweat it, your secrets are safe with me. I do wonder if what I've heard is legit. Heard you might have killed some guy, or maybe a couple dozen guys. Maybe even that you're a terrorist. Not sure that one fits, but you do look like a heavy hitter. I'm a lover. And a fighter. No, the heaviest. You know I liked you for a good reason. You're in right company with me. You know why they call me the Untouchable? Never taken so much as a scratch. Of course my snot brother says because people are afraid to hurt me, else they might lose face with our parents, and as if that would ever stop some of these punks, am I right? Not a scratch. Pulls up his taunt t-shirt, revealing a thick layer of form-fitting body armor below it. Of course, things that get stopped by this stuff don't count as scratches. Handled some rough customers, have you? That's what I do. Think about it. Inside, my brother sells the kind of things that would make a Buddhist monk turn psychotic. Then in back, my ma is selling enough firepower to blow the roof 6 times over. In other words, we sell petrol and matches. Yours truly is a firefighter. But this firefighter ain't never been burned. Not only once. Or no, not once. Pretty impressive, right? Just let me know if you need some additional muscle. You can call on old Mr. Untouchable to get the job done. Tell me more about your family. You may think I'm impressive, and sure, my brother, Callum, and Mama both work hard to keep this place afloat, but people don't realize things about my ba. He's not just some old sailor. You want to know the secret? He was a pirate. One of the very best. Over 20 years at sea, and he was never caught. Untouchable. Just like me. I mean, he probably bench presses more like maybe like 2 or 3 of me, to be honest. You ask him about it and he'll deny it. I'm sure he's made enemies over the years. Gotta play it smart. Kept his past a secret. But I figured it out a long time ago. Oh, you're fine. We love the contextless. He's a great man, my ba. That's why I gotta be strong. Live up to his example. So how much do you bench press? 1, 2 of me? I don't bench press. I do dumbbell presses. They're more functional. The bench press artificially stabilizes things too much. Good point. But to answer your question, when I do bench, I max out around 700 kilos. And that's double the current world bench presser by foreign modded by humans, by the way. I'll leave you be. Alright, looks like we are going to be doing some talking. Henry Coffey putters about the back in the club like a great hulking ghost. Despite his size, he goes largely unnoticed. Whoops, I'll turn down music just a little bit. He goes largely unnoticed by the club's clientele, as if they all have a blind spot in which he is happy to reside. Why do you insist on chatting like this? Love you too, Henry. I'm sorry, it's just unexpected, even unprecedented. Most people leave me be. They don't know me except maybe by name. They certainly don't know what I do here, so they have no cause to speak with me. Shadowrunners work hard to lead that kind of life. So you say. Of course a Shadowrunner seeks such a life on purpose. I haven't. But I've gotten used to being the forgotten one in this place. Ermine and Callum are the faces of our business. Bray's the face of our law, so to speak. I'm no good unless I'm out in the water. Got any good stories for your days at sea? Stories? An old sailor always has stories. In my early years working the fishing boats, I swear, it seemed every day we caught something in our nets stranger than the day before. Sometimes it was cargo, either lost or thrown overboard by panicking smugglers. Sometimes it was bits of ships wrecked by those super typhoons they say the geomancers cause. We'd all up the occasional body. Figure some of them were refugees, either from the mainland after the Civil War or Philippines after that whole mess. Human trafficking, pirates, lots of bodies in these waters. More and more, we pull up bizarre sea creatures. Not sure if they were mutants or some kind of awakened critters. Small ones we always do back as soon as we got them. If we don't know what something is, best to assume it sprays acid or lays eggs in your brains. Good point. I see so many bugs. So, okay, for example, there's this little bug. It's like got 8 legs. I saw it outside once. As I was just walking around, 8 legs. The front of it is like this, and on its back it's got like a tailed pincer. And when I was walking towards it, like the pincer rose up. It wasn't a scorpion or anything like that, because I've seen those. But it was like and the little pincer started doing like this. It wasn't like a snake. It wasn't a bug. It was like some sort of weird like half insect, half scorpion thing. Maybe I don't know, but it's so messed up. Like I was just like freaking out. The big ones, sure. A lot of times we had to cut loose the net. Nets cost a fortune, but when the whole boat shudders and you see 3-meter spines or tentacles or something break the surface, you know it's not worth saving the net. Those are good times, though. Simpler times. Got more complicated as I got older, and as the scenes got ever more fished out. It's even more complicated now that I'm stuck on dry land. Huh, guess the skills of a sailor don't really translate to club ownership. No, they don't. I want to be a good provider, but I just don't know how to contribute anymore. I think about my own father. He was a fisherman, long before me. For 40 years, he went out early in the morning and returned late at night. Put food on the table in a very literal sense. He did that without complaint every week till the day he died. That's providing. That's being a good husband and father as far as I'm concerned. My father wouldn't have lasted a day in this life of mine. The world's just moved on from what he knew and what I knew. I miss those simpler times. Same back at you. Leave you be. Illuminati Alibrad, what are you about? The most immediately noticeable thing about this work is his immaculately maintained red mohawk and the beard he's busily nursing. He fixes you with a mischievous grin as you approach, touching 2 eyebrows to his brow in salute. Hey there, Chief, what's crackin'? Do I know you? Extending his hand, the orc shakes his head. No, but you might want to. At least if you need a shaman on your crew. Illuminati Alibrad at your service. I haven't had a chance to get established in Hong Kong yet. Maybe you can help change that. How do you know I'm a Shadowrunner? Are you kidding me? Everybody around here knows about you. Guess they don't get a lot of foreigners who move in and immediately start cozying up to the local Yellow Lotus straw sandal. The rest of us have to show up here and hope somebody needs a hired gun. What kind of shaman are you, Kill? Come with a shotgun and a penchant for bad luck? He lets out a roaring laugh and slips a hand against his knee. I kill myself. Seriously though, Cody guides me. What's Cody like? He's happy-go-lucky, willing to take life as it comes. You gotta ride the waves and the universe will take care of you, you know? Can't fight what's fated to be, but you can bend the rules if you're smart. Cody likes shamans that are like that, and like me. Like most shamans, I felt his call when I was a teenager. Been running with the local gang, trying to scrape together enough money not to starve. One day we were having a dust-up with the Black Hammers, and I just felt this force welled up in me, and next thing I knew, their knives just bounced off my skin. Things being what they are, I decided to make some real money was in order. I ditched the gang and started hanging myself out wherever offered the most Nuyen. It's all I've ever done, but I'm good at it. You're not likely to find many better, in fact.
Your accent sounds, North American.
Sure is. Born and raised in Federal Way, Seattle Metroplex. Not as bad as the Redmond Barons, but still a total hellhole. Kind of miss the big gray Northwest, but I guess being swamped by monsoons here in the FEZ is pretty similar. Less acid in the rain, though.
Gonna go back after a few jobs out here.
Yeah, there's a lot of Shadowrunners you can hire in this game, but honestly, you have to pay them if you hire them. And you only get so many slots in your crew, so why not just keep taking the people that you don't have to pay? Anyways, maybe. Depends on the cash flow. Hasn't been coming in as fast as they'd like. Besides, a bunch of bad stuff went down for me. I like to lay low until it blows over. Between the Universal Brotherhood and Chicago, I'd rather not be at home right now. A lot safer out here.
What do you think of Hoy?
Frankly, I hate it. Walled City gives me the creeps. Big time! Something is seriously wrong with that place, and I don't mean that it's a slum kind of way. Watch your step if you have to go in there. Excuse me, sorry.
Good advice. I've had enough of it for one lifetime already.
There's something off with Walled City's aura. It's something in the astral is just sick there, but I can't tell you what. It's like all that misery and pain is just building on itself. Every misery empowers all the other miseries there. I'd say you're going to pay me to go in there, but you probably could. I'm a sucker for a payday.
Talk to you later, Kill.
Keep you safe, okay? You know where to find me. Alright, Callum, what? Whoop, nope, sorry. Sorry. Meant. Callum! Drunky, what's up?
Looking to score? How many shots does it take to lay out someone your size?
I'll let you know if it ever happens.
I'd like to know a little more about you.
Me? Why do you want to know about me? I'm nothing. Sling poison to the dregs of Hoy. It's not like I ever wanted anything more than this, right?
I can see it on your face. You can probably see it all over mine.
What good would an education serve someone like me? Why would I ever consider making something of myself? To go places? Sure, I can fill out a suit like nobody's business, but people see a troll in Armani and they see an organ grinder's monkey. No, this is a place for me. This is where I belong.
I'll leave you be.
I don't need your drugs for now. I might later if we go on a run that actually does require me to use the drugs I already have. Alright. Erwin haggles with the dwarf over the size of a customized shotgun, doing the deal with the offer of a size-appropriate bandolier. Dwarf leaves happy, mine slots another black market price stick into her stash. Welcome back, Slane. How can I help?
How's club life?
Life here is good, though this is not the case for many, anyway. For these people, we offer comfort. People like easy solutions, and they will pay good money for them. Guns are one way, booze and drugs are another. This is why we sell what we sell. My son Callum doesn't understand this. He thinks he'd be happier as some corporate drone. But I've been there, and I can say for certain that it's just a longer path to where we are now. It all ends with drinking or sometimes killing. At least we're direct about it.
What's the problem with Callum?
There is no problem so long as he remembers his place is here. There are too many ideas in that boy's head. Too much ambition. An ambition like that never leads to a good end. He should be happy with what we've built for him. He's the eldest and so very smart. One day he will take control of the club and all of its business. But he feels trapped here. He wants to be free. The irony of his idea of freedom is to work for a corporation. I know from experience there's nothing further from the truth. They don't call you wage slaves without good reason. But here, we have true freedom. We make our own way. I wish he realized this. I try to make him understand, but soon only drive him further away. I worry that if I try too hard, I'll lose him to his ambitions.
So, how'd you end up selling guns out of here?
Back when my husband worked for Wuxing, he had a little side operation, smuggling guns right under the corporation's nose. Strictly small time and barely worth the risk, but brought in a little extra money, which we desperately needed. But Henry was never very good at brokering the deals. He hated that part of the business. Didn't care to haggle. Always leaving money on the table. He thought about it often, and one day he told me to handle it, and if I cared so much, so I did. As it turned out, I was better at it. Much better. I worked in the business world before the boys were born. I knew how these things must be done. So I began to make all the deals. Secured the product, found the buyers. At the time, we didn't even need Henry to babysit the shipments. Our influence had grown strong, and okay, that was fun. Oh, boy. Okay, well, hopefully people come back. Gosh. Alright, that was messed up. Anyone see me yet? Oh well. Hopefully people do come back. Oh my gosh, that was kind of insane. Yeah, so basically there was a power outage, and now Chell is sitting at my feet because she is very scared of the dark. It went all dark for a minute, so yeah, she did not like. Chell isn't a right. I love you, Chell. Anyways, alright, so we'll just keep on going, and we'll go from there. Whoa, that looks like some blood right there. I don't know if that's new or not. Spider Shin got some new weapons for me. Spider Shin is busily engaged in a conversation with someone on the other end of a video call. Oh, sorry. Alright, anyways, so the other individual appears to be a tremendously handsome elf wearing an immaculate and undoubtedly pricey custom suit. Shed doesn't appear to notice you. I'm just saying, if the custom office gives me any more crap about importing those tiger snakes, I'm going to be up a creek without a paddle. Elf nods, tilting his head back in a mischievous grin. Leave it to me. I have some friends in the customs house. Between that and their shoddy record keeping, I'm certain I can get your snakes out of quarantine. Oh, kitty, please don't jump up on my lap. It would make a mess of things. It'll take a day, maybe two. If it takes longer than that, it's because someone specifically doesn't like you. At long last, Shin seems to notice you. Hold on, Yang. I'll call you back. Got a customer here. Putting on the comm link, Shin bows. Hello again. What can Shadow Shen do for you today?
Who's the good-looking elf?
He's my lawyer. Oh, sorry. Apparently, part of the reason why there was a power outage is there's a storm. I can't hear anything. Let's see. I can't hear anything if it's storming or not, but usually if Chell's here by me, that means there's probably a storm, so probably right. He's my lawyer, Yang, or he's my lawyer, comma, Yang. Our lawyer, I should say, since he's another Blue Lantern and is part of the same crew. Shin lifts the thin Chinese sword, turning it over so the light glitters along the edge. I don't do a lot of things that are legal in the strictest sense. It helps to have a good lawyer, you know?
For most Shadowrunners, getting caught is the end of their career.
Well, see, there you go. If you had a good lawyer, that wouldn't be a problem. Saves you a world of trouble, man.
Usually when we get caught, we're in the middle of a run. Meaning guns and boom booms. Big boom booms. Most of the time, caught means dead for us.
Shin is unmoved by this information. Well, then your lawyer can make sure your inheritance goes to the right people, eh? This one time we had to cause a big fuss and make sure it pointed to the Red Dragon Syndicate. We ran into one of their protection rackets and started causing all kinds of fuss. Breaking windows, setting fires, roughing up patrons. Yang told us to wait and get arrested. Problem was, there was a vice squad that really wanted us caught and thrown in jail. We'd embarrassed them a few times already. Turns out he used a Decker contract to make sure to swap a bunch of public recordings so that traffic cameras would conclusively show us somewhere else arriving at the last minute. He also made sure the vice squad that arrested us was cited for failing to file the proper paperwork on a bunch of previous cases. The squad got canned, we got let go. It was a thing of beauty.
Getting some new pets in?
They're not pets, they're an investment. I can make anti-venom serums from them, or I can use the raw venom to accomplish tasks that would otherwise be too messy and loud.
You do what work for the Yellow Lotus?
When the situation demands it. Normally I work for Grandfather Woe exclusively. Sometimes, though, he asks me to do someone else a favor. Jim produces a needle from below the boat's stable, casually flicking it off to the side. Glancing over, you see that it's embedded halfway into a metal crate. I solve problems. I never know what the problem will be, so I have an array of tools at my disposal. It's like this. Yes, I can hurt people, but I can also heal them. I learned to heal with my medicine before I learned to hurt. When you learn how the body works, you learn how to break it, as well as fix it. It's like a mechanic in a car engine. If you know how to fix it, you know how to disable it.
Show me what you got.
Ooh. Ugh. Can't afford can't get those. Oh well. Ooh. Required close combat 5. Close combat 5. Oh gosh. And so this is what I was. Ah, golly. All that stuff. Oh well. Boo. Aw, chill. Okay, bye. Will not do AP damage on normal hits. So let's see how much money I got. So I do have enough. I just need to up my close combat. Before we start doing all that, though, I'm gonna see if because that'd be 2 extra damage. I kind of wish I didn't buy that armor set now. See you later, Shin. Oh well. I didn't know. Let's go back. Oh. Let's go back to Crafty and see if she has new spells, because probably everyone has new stuff for me now. Jin, you got anything else you want to talk about, though, first? 3 men are once again fixated on their game board. Jin rubs his hands together nervously, his face twisted in concentration. It appears that Shu now has the upper hand. The silence of the game is deafening. The dogs are much louder as well. Amateur players would be filling the air with clicks and clacks of the stones against the wood playing board, relentlessly trying to outdo one another. These men are different. Shu picks up a small black stone. His hand reaches over the board, then pauses. Jin stares at the outstretched hand, suddenly still. Shu begins to lower the stone. Down, down. Jin is practically on his toes. And then Shu pulls the hand back. Perhaps not there. Jin tosses his arm in the air, nearly again over the playing board. Damn it, Shu, when you start a move, you commit to it. I swear, if you're doing this on purpose. Friends. Low interrupts the players. We have a visitor. 2 players look up. Jin sighs and holds his face in one hand, mutters something beneath his breath. Shu's eyes fix on you. He stares and speaking. His generous smiles and playfulness from before are absent.
Sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering if you're still having the dreams.
This again? Don't you have anything better to do? Yes, we're all still having the dreams. His voice is calm but troubled. However, they've gotten a hell of a lot worse. Look, let's not go into detail.
Anything would be great.
Alright, but afterward you left to let us finish our game.
Whatever.
Points at you. I can see right through that Anu of yours, young man. Trying to appear cool and hip. Well, you don't need to play it up here. We're already unimpressed. You were saying... As I was saying... The deal is, I give you information, you take yourself and that hipster charade of yours back to your friends.
Tell me and I'll get out of your hair.
He glances at Lounge Shu before continuing, after he nods approvingly. Our dreams have become, unpleasant, so to say. Darker, violent. He runs his hand along his tightly cropped beard. Not at all healthy, if you ask me, especially for men of our age. We've come out of them in a daze sometimes, feel like we've been punched in the senses. And the imagery. Oh, well, I said no details, so no details. That about sums it up. Shu? Law? I have nothing more to add. Shu? No, nothing.
Everything off. Nope. What? Do I have something on my face? More horns?
Shu continues to stare at you, his face pale. He opens his mouth, closes it. He seems to be struggling to find words. What's wrong with you, Shu? You better not be having a stroke. We're in the middle of a game. That would be totally me. It's like, don't you die on me. We're in the middle of Twilight Imperium. You wait another 3 hours before you have a heart attack. If Shu heard Jenny doesn't show it, he looks at you, his eyes widen. You need to go faster. The shadows that follow you are getting closer. Excuse us, Jenny. Our friend is tired. Lau clasps a hand on Shu's shoulder. He doesn't seem to notice. These dreams have taken a toll on all of us. Please come back some other time.
Understood. Take care.
Alright, Crafty, what? I think I want to see if there's any spells I need to grab. Immediately upon entering, you notice the clutter. Somehow, the small magic shop is even messier than before. Stacks and stacks of books occupy chairs, tables, and tops of shelves. They even seem to be even more than when you first visited. It's as if you entered a paper factory in its spawning season. Peer around the precariously arranged tower of books and find Crafty hungrily reading one of her mother's journals. Red rings her eyes. Tousled hair falls over her face. Looks like she hasn't seen the better part of a pillow in a couple days. She moves to stretch and spots you. With a quick flick of her hand, she marks her place in the journal. What a welcome sight. Have you found anything?
Not too much. How about you?
So the smile spreads across her face, or across her cheeks. She nods. This mind-numbing tedium is starting to pay off. Check this out. The dreams that everyone's having, they're not really dreams. They're omens. From what I've gathered, we're walking a fine line here. They're pretty dangerous. Attempts to interpret them could lead to mixed results.
What do you mean by omens?
You know, omens, harbingers of doom and gloom and bad things to come. Just a minute. Crafty opens the drawer behind the counter and brings out a dictionary. Clears his throat. Omen. A sign that warns of future events by way of visionary creatures or hallucinations.
And why are they happening here?
Apparently, these sorts of portents are commonly linked with malign places and disaster sites. They're caused by leakage through wounds between our world and the astral plane.
Okay, great. That means we can seal them, right?
I'm not sure we can. At least, I haven't found anything about that in my mother's text yet. She lays a hand flat on the countertop and leans forward. We don't want to dive into this haphazardly, Slane. Remember, these omens can be dangerous.
How are they dangerous?
She holds up a finger and starts digging around for another text. After a moment, she locates a small notepad and flicks to a dog-eared page. In here, it says these visions, or dreams, or whatever you want to call them, are real. They're open to interpretation, but interpreting them incorrectly can be disastrous. Astral space is a place of dream logic. Taking the things you see too literally can be even more dangerous than ignoring them.
Sounds like the best outcome would be for us to interpret a dream correctly.
Using that term loosely, yes. There's no real correct way to interpret a dream, and it's difficult to separate the nonsense from the substance.
Can you interpret the dreams?
Crouching plucks the notepad on top of the nearby book tower. I can't help you interpret your dreams. Whatever they're trying to impart, it's beyond me. All I can do is keep reading. There has to be something in this library that can help us understand what's happening.
We'll get to the bottom of this. You'll see.
One can only hope.
Let me see what you got.
Ooh, Power Bolt 3. Okay. Yeah, that's a hefty upgrade. Going from 6 to 13. I can definitely afford that. Thaumaturgic armor. Yeah, dang it. I just keep feeling bad about buying that stuff again. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like what I'm going to do is first, let's level up to spellcasting 5, which means willpower and spellcasting both go up. Beep, beep. We'll do hand stuff next after this. So yeah, because that's a huge upgrade. Boom. Let's buy that. So let's go ahead and confirm. Like to see your wares and sell that. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure it said no cooldown time, right? Too late now anyways. Yeah. Sweet. So, yeah, that's a huge upgrade. That's more than double the damage. Chell, why did you use your butt to close the door? Okay, I guess it's just you and me now. Oh, you are wet. It must be raining. Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, hello, Chell. Hmm? Hmm? Boop. 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 Go ahead and sit, Chell. Sit. Do you need me to move stuff out of the way? Here, I'll move some stuff. Sorry, folks. Alright. Go ahead and sit and lay down. Omens and doggos. Get a quick Chell cam? Okay. Hey, Chelly Belly. Chelly Belly. By the way, this is my mouse pad. Over here. You can see that setup. And these are a bunch of cookbooks that my aunt got me. And that is Chell. And she just closed the door with her face. And she wonders how to get out now. I'll be right back. Chelly with your big booty and your big face. Let me step over everything so I don't knock anything over. Oh yeah, I need to turn the fan back on because it is getting hot again. Oh, whoops. Okay, don't need it that high. Okay, Chomp. You all okay? You all okay? Uh-oh, I woke the Bosco. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. I hope he stays calm. We'll see. Okay. Oh, Bosco. Alright, here's a quick Bosco cam. Bosco! Bosco, guess what? You're on the internets. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Ideal stream, yeah. I mean, honestly, this is what the people come for, is the random dog cameos. Hello, Chell. Hello, you were so jealous. So jealous, you're like, get out of my way, I want some pets too. Alright, and there they go. Bye-bye. 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 Oh, I think they're gonna start playing. It's gonna get loud for a bit. Nah, I'll leave it there. Okay, alright. So, we're playing Shadowrun. Yeah, we're playing Shadowrun. Let's see if Matthew's got anything for us. Hover drone loiters in front of Matthew. Steam of profanity is spewing from its scratchy speakers. People nearby are looking away, ignoring the awkward situation. Matthew Cigarello is dead, drenched by rain. He stands with his signature nonchalance, but the edges of his face are twitching. His eyes are wide with fear. You could listen in, but you already got the gist. Matthew's being chewed out. Let's listen in. Flying drone, sharp voice emits from the hover drone, interspersed with static crackles. Don't pick up the sails. You're gonna be digging dog shit out of tire treads for a living. You got me? Reliable Matthew starts response. Hey, Kangwa. Come on, beautiful. I got a half dozen hot leads coming in just today. Don't give me your cheap hustler shtick, loser. If you don't push 10, you and your fuzzy little pals are gonna be living in a cardboard box. Don't worry, beautiful. If I want to hear you say, yes, sir. If I hear anything else, I'm going to pull your eyes down to your ass so you can watch me kick the crap out of you. You hear me? Yes, sir. His voice is barely a whisper. What was that? Yes, sir. A little bit louder. That's better. Now don't screw this up, you damn screw up. The drone speaker is finished with a shriek of feedback and clacked back into its hull. The drone soars up into the sky and races off up the river. Matthew shakes himself off. His cheery demeanor surges back with striking resilience. He turns towards you, a little wild-eyed, but otherwise restored to his usual self. Slane, I hardly saw you there. Come on in. Don't be a stranger, beautiful.
Who were you talking to through the hoverdrome?
One of my suppliers, Kung Ha. Really good businessman, sharp guy. Sees opportunity where most of us only see broken parts. Funny guy, makes me laugh my ass off.
What's your business arrangement with Kung Ha?
I sell on commission. Gotta keep these bots moving. They don't earn their keep sitting out in the barge.
You don't own most of these drones?
Matthew's brows arch up in surprise. Of course not. How could I afford them? I'm so lucky to have a guy like Kung Ha as a partner. Only problem is he's got me laughing and stitching so much, it sometimes distracts me from the sales. Kung Ha's a funny guy, you say? Yeah, I was laughing my ass off over there. Matthew gives you a long, awkward smile. The seconds stretch out. He blinks uncomfortably. When he speaks, his words sound stilted, like he's repeating a mantra. He's a funny guy.
Kung Ha sounded unhappy.
That's Kung Ha. He's like a paper tiger. He sways back and forth on his feet, languid and jittery at the same time. He's a big joker, always shouting, but I think he's a real softy at heart. Real big heart for the little people. Keeps me well stocked. Matthew adjusts his suit lapels with mechanical gusto. Whew, what a pep talker that Kung Ha. Feel like I could take on the world right now.
Goodbye, Matthew. If I was a rigger, you'd definitely have a lot more of my business.
So we got law. Oh wait, what's this? Glaring orc. Diminutive female orc guards you with sharp, challenging look. The fierceness of her expression contrasts starkly with her sweet, rounded face and neat bob. She flexes her cyber fists. She fires off a rapid-fire reproach in thick Filipino accent. Why are you staring like that? Didn't anybody teach you manners? She plants her fists on her leather-clad hips and juts her chin out at you.
Back down, lady. You don't know who you're talking to.
Yes, I do. A mouthy stranger. She crosses her arms, widens her stance, and glares. This is my neighborhood. I got the right to check out any newcomer.
For someone so concerned with manners, you're awfully rude.
I guess I came on a little strong. Sorry. There are many new faces around that I get defensive.
No biggie. Name's Slane. You?
Orc looks you up and down. Finally, with a gruff nod, she introduces herself. I'm Rosario Ignacio, or to the members of my community, Cherry Pink. I specialize in transport missions and nanny services, and I occasionally shadowrun for walking around money. I can also fry up a mean batch of lumpia, but you can't have any unless I like you.
How'd you go from babysitting to running the shadows?
Her cheeks flush. Well, I used to take care of the children of the Wuxing bigwig up in the Peak. Turns out she was siphoning corporate funds to support both a gambling addiction and an extravagant lifestyle. She got sloppy, and I stumbled across some pretty damning documents as I was tidying the house. I couldn't unsee them, much as I wished it, and I started to fear for my life. She was going desperate, erratic, so I ran.
You didn't run too far. Why not leave Hong Kong?
I couldn't go back to Manila because of the JIS scumbags, but there's always been a large community of Filipinos in the shadows. I sought them out.
How'd you get your cyberware?
There's always been a large community of cyber... Oh, they all pitched in... I was about to say, is this a repeat? They all pitched in and set me up as a shadowrunner. Now, whenever I land a good gig, I give most of my earnings away, giving back to the community.
I don't get why you'd give away your hard-earned money. Surely your debt's paid.
It's not like paying a debt. Yes, there's always someone asking for a handout, yet one day it might be me in need again. Who knows when my luck will turn? I know my community will have my back.
Mind if I could ask you something else?
Well, go on.
What's happened in the Philippines that you can't go back to?
Japanese imperial state happened. Supposedly they've been in charge there for decades. I was just a little girl when they sent their imperial marines in. They destroyed my old neighborhood. I don't remember the events, but I still dream of the fire this day.
Supposedly in charge, you say?
Japanese ran up against resistance from forces that came from the Hunk. That came to be known as the Hunk. Nationalists, neo-anarchists. But the resistance ultimately gets its backing from a dragon, Misaru. While the struggle continues, the country can't heal.
Never, ever cut deals with a dragon.
Well, I haven't personally. I just want to be home somewhere.
Well, Hawaii isn't so bad. At least the people are interesting.
I agree. Perhaps you deserve Lumpia after all. No promises.
Let's talk about something else.
If you like.
You said you're a nanny?
Look around you. All see these shadowrunners and dealers of contraband and Johnsons. There's a fair number of kids, though they want it shouted from the rooftops. It's usually too dangerous to keep family close. That's where I come in.
Interesting business model. You have much competition?
I wish that there were more. If more people did the things I do, fewer kids would suffer. I've taught children good manners, hygiene, and proper use of firearms for over 20 years.
You were in a survival situation and you were worried about hygiene?
She looks at you with pity. I never had a good nanny. I can see it in your eyes. I can smell it too.
Nothing wrong with my eyes.
You lack a sense of humor. She shakes her head and mutters something about Shadowrunners nowadays. Run along now. I have no time to talk to humorless people. Oh, are we done here? Back again? Will you be polite this time, I wonder? Or do you want another taste of my scorn?
Look, I'm curious. I haven't seen you around here, so I wanted to see what your deal was.
What my deal is. That's what you want to know. Alright, I can tell you're a newcomer. I didn't mean to be standoffish before. I just feel a little protective of my part of town. Oh.
Cherry Pete seems like an odd choice for a street name.
It's a bona fide Filipino nickname. Unless you want a mouthful of fist, you'll show it respect.
You said that you make great lumpia. What is that exactly?
Filipino spring rolls. Crispy and delicious and full of pork. Or whatever pork flavored substitute is on sale. It's important to be frugal.
It has suddenly become very important to me that you like me.
The corner mouth twitches upward. She gives you a sidelong glance.
Then you must earn it.
Everybody wants to be my friend because everybody wants lumpia. Only a handful deserve it.
I should go.
Be on your way then. Alright, we'll talk with her a little bit later, maybe. Maximum law. So, won't give him any more metadata yet at the moment. Yo, Slane, welcome back to the palace. You got anything interesting to tell me today? Because I got nothing but fixing hair curls and debugging old ladies' PDAs. I swear I'm going to die of boredom.
Tell me about Limboa.
We're pretty much the best. Oh, yeah. We already went over all that. Yeah. We'll see him later. Okay, so we got Chrome Alley, and then we got our bunkmates on the ship, and then we're going to do another run. Gotta get more money to pay for the stuff I want. Embers looks up from what appears to be housework drone on an operating table. Sorry, what is going on here? Okay, that's fine. Scrub up and get me the defibrillator battle Slane. I'm installing some headers in this guy's liver, and now we're going to shock him back to life. But seriously, hand me the loot. What can I do for you today?
Have you been having dreams, Ambrose? Nightmares?
Nightmares hell, Slane. That's my life. I curl up with a bottle of vodka and a handful of pills every night. But you mean the toothy hunting horror dream? Yeah, I've been having it. Shit, it's just one more nightmare. Ambrose drops his voice and leans forward a little in his wheelchair. Let me tell you, though, I've been doing a brisk business in sleep aids. Just today, someone asked me for some ketamine. Ketamine? That stuff is a horse tranquilizer. What the hell made them think of that?
Can't you think of any medical reason we'd all be having the same nightmare?
Nope. Even if we were all doing something similar intensively, it shouldn't happen. Our experiences are all too different. I've heard of mages and shamans who are somehow connected to each other, sharing dreams, but that's all. Hell, what do I know? I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy who describes some psychological modernista. If you want to know about dreams, ask Crafty. My formal diagnosis is something fucking weird is going on.
Can I have some ketamine?
Hell no. If I had ketamine, I'd take it myself. But seriously, it's not something that's good to self-prescribe. You eat a bunch of ketamine, it's not going to make you feel well rested.
Thanks, Ambrose.
No problem. Just doing my part to tamp down the crazy.
So you were a Hong Kong Shadowrunner?
I was. I sure don't look like much of one now. Ambrose yawns and stretches, straining his legs, stumping scarred arm in opposite directions. Man, that feels good. So there's a particular way this kind of conversation goes. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, but I suspect it involves delicacy.
That's an understatement. Listen, I'm circumspect about my past, and you're a new active runner, so I don't want to know any of your story. It's only a liability to me. Ambrose props himself up, painfully, leans forward a little. His living eye has an intelligent gleam to it. So let's make this conversation useful. I'll cut the BS you give me and give you some lowdown on Hong Kong from an expat runner perspective. In return, you don't dig for my jobs list. Deal?
Deal.
Rock solid. Hong Kong's a good lily pad for a derby crasher like yourself, Slane. Shadows are deep. Money flows. It's friendly to foreigners, and there's no real government. Whole place is run by corps and syndicates. However, as fresh meat off the boat, you gotta decide who you want to be. Foreign runners follow 3 career paths in Hong Kong. They assimilate, they burn their bridges and get out fast, or they die. If you're a short timer, you can be as violent and spouty as you want, but... Waldo R swings over his shoulder and points emphatically at you with its claw. If you're in for the long haul, learn the local arts. Discretion, restraint, respect. Get that long-term face, and don't embarrass people. The Hong Kong Shadows grind their expendable runners. We're loaded up, bad face, and dumped in the Victoria Harbor. So whatever you do, watch your back. Oh my goodness. Sorry. So many people are buzzing me, I don't know why.
So kindly's keeping us around for untouchable work, huh?
Yeah, most likely. You're not just deniable, you're disposable, and she can hire that out. So, this isn't Seattle. Decide who you want to be. Ambrose shrugs. A lopsided gesture, with the stump of his arm, missing arm bound in scar tissue. The other thing to remember is that Hong Kong is a really complex place. It's one of the great global cities, with enclaves of every major megacorp. It's a syndicate count, it's a refugee magnet, and it's Guangdong. At some level, anything goes here, but, when in doubt, assume that old Hong Kong tradition rules. I say that as a loudmouth bastard. Be polite. Be modest. Honest. Honor favors. Maintain face. Give respect. And always treat people's time as valuable.
You seem pretty into this, Ambrose.
Hong Kong fascinates me. I used to hate it here. Now I love it. Ambrose takes a big breath, sighs contentedly. And I found a nice little piece. If you survive, maybe you can too. You sure do seem like a survivor. People know who I am, but only in the network. Kindly runs this neighborhood like a separate country. You paddle a boat across the canal, and no one's ever heard of me. And never... Anyway, it's private.
We speak the same language, Ambrose.
Good. Glad we both appreciate having a little puddle of quiet. Well, that's my wisdom. Wait, what am I saying? My wisdom is you'd never be too low profile, too layered up, or too well armed.
You're a little pretty banged up. Why don't you install some bionic limbs?
Ambrose taps his temple with one of his only remaining fingers. Because I'm already chromed to the gills. I don't look it, but I got a full suite. Quad jacks, no soft, radio, skill wire, tactical computer, whole bunch of rigger wear. He lifts his dirty t-shirt, revealing a pair of tubes emerging from his side, running down to the wheelchair. Check it out! I got an artificial liver in my chair! I want to keep my last essence. I've come to like my humanity. I don't want to turn into one of the Walking Dead.
saving your last essence makes sense.
Glad you think so. Ambrose thrashed himself ostentatiously with robotic arm. Listen, I like talking about my chrome more than the next guy, but not right now. Besides, it's a kind of personal subject. Looking for something today?
Goodbye, Ambrose. Time for me to go.
Cheers, Slane. Talk to you later. Anything else in arrogant spot? Nope. Okay, to the boat, and then let's do some runs. Because, oh my gosh, this game is about running, and we have not done nearly enough of it. God, I wish I didn't get this outfit, though. I'm so irked. Ractor. Aaron Ractor's shop is ripe with the stench of old metalworking fluids. He turns to face you, a burning cigarette clenched between his teeth. Sorry about smell. It's long past time to purge the coolants. He frowns. If I had access to the proper equipment, this would not be a problem. I could clean the fluid and reuse it. But alas, halogen treatment chambers are rather hard to come by, even in a place like Hawaii. Anyway, my friend, you didn't come here to discuss the ins and outs of shop maintenance, I'm sure. So what does bring you here?
Any thoughts about that last run?
The convention DECCON, was it? It was not to my liking, I'm afraid. Too much frivolity, too little substance. Gods, the noodle extruder had a longer line than any of the exhibits. Absolute shameful state of the affairs. That said, I suppose that some of the drones on display looked interesting. Commercial grade stuff mostly, but it's good to see what the big manufacturers are up to these days. I have been out of the loop, I suppose, since I left Grisham Avicor. I haven't missed much, but it was nice to see what else is out there. Now what else would you have with me?
I've been thinking about what we talked about last time. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Be my guest. I have no secrets to keep.
About the drone self-repair system you invented, how did it work?
There were 3 distinct elements in my approach. These elements were all working in concert, prototypes that utilized the process displayed remarkable self-repair capabilities. This may be a lengthy explanation. I can skim over it if you please, or I can break it down for you if you're genuinely interested. If I were a rigger, I would say full details, but yeah, I am not.
Give it to me in bold strokes. I don't need the nuts and bolts, just the basics.
Yes, fine. I'll give you a short version. First element of the process was a self-healing biomimetic skin. It was capable of self-repairing any superficial wounds that a drone might suffer. Injuries that hadn't damaged the machine's underlying structure. The second element was an internal structure built from self-assembling materials and utilizing redundant systems. Any damage that the skin could not heal could be repaired or replaced. The third and final element was a magical component that served to stave off entropy and render the first 2 systems self-perpetuating. You can think of magic as the lubrication that's kept the gears turning. An unfortunate but necessary concession.
And this package of the systems is what your former colleague stole from you. What you need to get back.
Yes, given enough time and resources, I might be able to recreate the first 2 components of the system on my own, but the magical component is, and will forever be, completely beyond me. That's why it's so important that we recover my research and the prototype that was stolen. And we will recover them, of that I have no doubt.
What do you think a post-human future would mean?
Freedom. He takes a long drag on his cigarette, sucking the smoke deep into his lungs. When he speaks, it erupts from his mouth in a plume. The ultimate freedom is to direct our own progress, and to steer ourselves as a people in whatever direction we wish. Consider, my friend, every aspect of Crochet was tailor-made for a purpose, dreamed up, designed, and built by his singular guiding intellect.
You sound awfully proud of yourself.
I see no shame in taking pride in my work. Crochet steps forward, the tip of its leg digging into the metal grate that lines the shop floor. I believe that the fruits of my labor speak for themselves. And now getting back on track. Think of the circumstances surrounding your own birth. The building blocks that shaped you into the living being that you are. Your mother and father exchanged fluids, sloppily no doubt, and with all the mindless abandon that such biological imperatives entail.
That might be been the ugliest description of sex that I have ever heard. Ever. Will never get out of my mind.
Ugly, perhaps, but accurate. Sexual intercourse is an inarticulate process, a messy delivery mechanism for genetic materials burned on by hormones and base urges. Any attempt to guide the process on a societal level gets branded eugenics and decried as monstrous for obvious reasons. But I digress. The point I was making was that the forces that shaped you and me and anyone else you care to mention were ultimately mindless ones. Blind, manipulative biological drives that led to a sperm and an egg to collide. Add in the roll of the dice and a dash of mental genetics, and here you are. The natural processes of evolution and sexual selection guide the development of our species through trial and error. Throw a few billion darts at a wall and see what sticks. In the future that I foresee, this process will be reined in, guided by your own controlling intellects. To co-op an antiquated phrase, the myth of intelligent design will become a reality, but we will be our own gods, reshaping ourselves as we see fit.
Biological evolution is full of choice factor. We choose who we mate with. That choice helps determine the traits that our offspring will inherit.
Very true, but the pool of possible traits that biological reproduction can select for is small. If I wanted to produce offspring with gill slits instead of lungs, I'd be out of luck. In a post-human future, I would face no such limitations, nor would anybody. We would no longer be slaves to the selective processes that dictated our developments in time immemorial. We would truly become the masters of our own fate.
Let's say that you're right. At what point do we cease being human and become something else instead?
Whenever we choose to define ourselves in that way, humanity is an intrinsically human concept. If we decide to rebrand ourselves as a different species, that is our decision to make. I strongly suspect that nobody else would care.
So tell me, what do you want? What's the end game that you envision for this grand post-human future?
Koshe raises itself on its legs, stretching so that Raptor can caress its chassis. The motion is alarmingly fluid, more like a living thing than a machine. Raptor traces his fingertips over the drone's shell, his eyes focused on an imaginary point on the horizon. We've placed such unnecessary limitations on ourselves, my friend. It fills my heart with sorrow to know what we could be but are not. I would see those limits stripped away, peeled back and discarded for the betterment of all. In the future that I foresee, we will open our eyes to the possibilities that surround us. Bodies reshaped to thrive in the deep ocean and depths of space. Bodies inspired by nature or the human imagination or both. Bodies that can be used and shed and used again, inhabited as their wearers see fit. You have heard of altered carbon, have you not? The timely realization of such a future is what drives me forward. It is the cause for which I have devoted my life, and thankfully, it is inevitable. He tips his cigarette, sending ash spilling down onto the middle floor. Assuming, of course, that we don't destroy ourselves first.
There's a hard limit to the fusion of man and machine. Doesn't your vision of the future require us to get past that?
You're speaking of the essence limit, and the problems associated with essence loss. He releases a plume of smoke from the corner of his mouth. Yes, of course, it will be a problem, but as with all problems, a workaround will present itself. Of this, I am certain.
What workaround? Essence loss will always be a problem. Tonight that would be wishful thinking, coming from a mage who survives on essence.
Always is a dangerous word, my friend. I would encourage you to broaden your thinking. I am confident that you will reach the same conclusion on your own. For the time being, let us leave the matter at that.
So in this post-human future that you're trying to bring about, what role would a drone like Koshe play?
A similar one to the role he plays now, I imagine. He was designed for a purpose, after all. That said, I can see the techniques that went into his design and fabrication having much broader ranging applications.
You're pretty attached to that drone of yours, aren't you? You've even assigned it a gender. You keep calling it him.
Yes, of course. Koshe is very close to me. As if on cue, the drone consults forward the hard tips of its claws, screeching across the metal floor of the shop. He comes up short just in front of you, a strange mechanical chitter rising deep from deep within his chassis. You might accuse me of anthropomorphizing my little companion, assigning human characteristics to him where in fact there are none. Truth be told, there is much more to Koshei than meets the eye, but that is a different conversation, one best suited to be held for another time.
If that's what you want.
It is. I have work to do, and I'm sure you can find better uses for your time than listening to me prattle on. And with that, I'm afraid that I must ask you to show yourself out. We can continue our talk at a later time.
Alright, we'll talk later.
Except we're not going to go up the hatch, we're going to go talk to our best friend, Gaichu. What's up? Let's look through your box of memories. Gaichu has made no attempt to organize this box of personal effects, but it's obvious he's been through it. The contents are still jumbled, but seem to have been unpacked and replaced. Lying atop the box this time is a small soapstone statuette and a folding paper fan. Statuette. It is a round-faced Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva. You try to pronounce it. You go roll that word in your tongue. Its head canted slightly to one side. Its hands are pressed together in prayer, and its tiny red bib tied around its neck. The figure's expression is serene. It bears a slightly crooked smile as if it knew a secret or had heard a joke. Like, how do you pronounce my name?
What's this tiny statue with the bib?
Gaichu pauses, turning nearer more fully towards you. Ah, it is a statue of Jizo, protector of the children. He is also the guardian of travelers. Statues of him are placed along almost every road in Japan. His name outside of Japan is Kichigarba.
Seems rather cute. For you.
It is, but it is not so much about what he does as how much I enjoyed his temple in Kyoto. It was one of the few refuges I had during my time living in the city. Jizo-in is a tiny place. It's fairly close to the much larger and better known sister temple of Saihoji on the western edge of Kyoto. Unlike Saihoji, however, Jizo-in is almost unknown. To get there, you have to walk through twisting residential streets past a deep green grove of bamboo. If you do not know what you're looking for, you'll never find it. Most people assume the road it is on is simply a dead end. I recall walking there in a light rain. I could smell the ginkgo and maple leaves in the slight breeze. I would go there and simply sit and let myself be whenever I felt the stress of school was too much for me. Inside, there's several small shrines, but the main attraction is the moss garden. You enter a very old meditation room from a small gate. You take off your shoes. You sit at the edge of the garden and feel the world outside slip from your mind like water through a sieve. Just you, the breeze, the trees, and the moss. That garden was a microcosm of my world, stripped bare of any confusion and bustle.
What a boring place.
Sometimes boring is exactly what I needed in my life. There were never more than 2 or 3 other people in the whole of the temple. It's my own private sanctuary, free of your judgments or duties.
Sorry, jeez. What's with this paper fan?
The folding paper fan is cheaply constructed with thin paper stretched over plastic spines. It's obviously a souvenir sold to tourists of Fort Union. Unfolding the fan reveals a pleasant landscape, a Japanese city in the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river, which is spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline. 1 large temple hall and a 5-tier pagoda. Gaichu grunts and not turning towards you. The fan is from Sensoji Temple in Asakusa. One of the districts of Neo-Tokyo. The image is one of the less famous works by Ando Hiroshige, a woodblock printer from before the Meiji Restoration. I purchased the fan while on leave from my military training. It reminds me of how open life felt when I was younger, how the future seemed to stretch out full of possibility. Also because I like reading. Alright, what's up with you? The cabin is in a far better state than it was previously. The heat has been adjusted down and the ventilation restored. The boxes of junk and parts have been stacked and neatly arranged, and Gaichu's small amount of personal gear is tucked away in the corner. There is a small mat in the center of the cabin that looks like it doubles as both a rug and a sleeping pad. Gaichu is seated in the lotus position, his eyes closed. His eyes fingertips rest on a braille reader that is plugged into his PDA. The device fills the room with a soft clicking from the pin combinations. As you approach, he lifts his hand from the reader's surface. Hello again, Slane. Is there something I can assist you with?
Looks like you carved out a nice little spot here.
If you say so, I doubt it would be suitable for others. I do not require much by way of space and have few possessions. As long as I have a quiet area in which I can sit and relax, I am happy. Now, what is it you wish to discuss?
Any thoughts about that?
Well, I don't think you went. Yeah, okay.
What were you reading?
Gaichu draws himself up, holding his palms in his lap. With one toe, he pushes the braille reader away. It's called Hagakure, Hidden Leaves, written by Yamamoto Tsunetomo, as a treatise on what it means to be a samurai and how one should best serve one's lord. Required reading for the Red Samurai, unsurprisingly. Oh, excuse me. Wasn't he forbidden from killing himself when his lord died? Gaichu blinks, obviously surprised. A wide grin spreads across his face. You know of him, then? Yes, that is Tsunetomo. He was eager to die and show his loyalty, but Lord Mitsuhige always found that custom to be wasteful. The author has a central thesis. When there is a question of life or death, always choose death. Throw oneself into the fray with no resignations, and act on instinct alone. My current state of affairs speaks the truth of this more robustly than any lesson in a dojo.
That doesn't sound too different from life in the Redmond Barrens.
Truly. Gaichu considers this, leaving over to rest his arm on one knee. I have fought a few Shadowrunners in my time, and I admit, they have always proven more tenacious opponents than corporate soldiers have.
When you've got nothing left to lose, you're the most dangerous.
That is why I'm unconcerned with appearing dangerous. I appear dangerous because I am. What is left for me to lose but my life? Tsunetomo believed to truly embody the virtues of a samurai. Adherents should be mindful of their path at all times. Never stop training. Always question how one's actions reflect on their lord. Above all, be prepared to do your duty instinctively at any time, no matter the cost. If I recall correctly, the author was a bureaucrat who never fought anyone, though. Gaichu's lips curl into a slight scowl, but he nods in agreement. That is true. Tsunetomo never fought anyone, and some have criticized him for not trying to speak of being a warrior without ever having lifted a sword. But I believe that he has a great many things valued to say. He cared a great deal about the deeper meaning of being a samurai. If lived experience is the only path to truth, then all philosophers are fools.
He sounds a bit like an armchair general to me.
The generations of Japanese soldiers who have read and found enlightenment in his writings would disagree, myself included. Would you criticize the teacher for teaching and not doing? It is the same in this case. I cannot devalue his words simply because he lived a time of peace.
What does he say about masterless samurai like you?
7 times down, 8 times up. He smiles thinly, wrapping a claw in the hilt of his sword. More specifically, if a samurai has not been a ronin at least 7 times, then he has not truly lived as a samurai. Those were different times, however. It was common for a samurai to fall out of favor with their lord and be turned loose to wander. For company men like myself, the choice is serve or die. Is there anything else you would like to discuss?
I want to know more about what it's like to be a ghoul.
Gaichu cocks his head at you, his milky eyes narrowing mercifully. Preparing for the eventuality of killing me and collecting the bounty. Make sure you leave my face intact. I would prefer to be a well-preserved trophy.
Maybe I can sell your body to an herb saw. One of the stodgy traditional ones.
Gaichu bursts out laughing, slapping his knee. I can see it now. 8,000 new yen an ounce for powdered ghoul bones. Guaranteed to cure rheumatism and arthritis and to balance the flow of blood in your liver. If you wish to know what it is like to be me, ask away. I see no good reason to conceal the details of my condition.
Most schools smell like rotting meat. Why don't you?
Diet and cleanliness. Most schools eat rotting flesh and do not bathe. I eat fresh meat and bathe regularly.
Are you, immortal?
Concerning this, Gaichu leans over onto one elbow. I have no idea. I do not believe there have been any organized studies in ghoul longevity. Most strains of the human metahuman virus, vampiric virus. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. Impart a semblance of extended life, but I do not believe that the Krieger strain is one. However, I think it is more likely I will die in combat than of old age, no matter how long I live.
Well, you don't look tremendously healthy.
Are you referring to these? Gesturing at the discolorations and nodules around his neck and scalp. They look gruesome, but they seem to be as much a part of cool physiology as horns and dermal deposits are for trolls like yourself.
So you eat people, what's that about?
Gaiju blinks a few times, then cocks his eyes to stare at the ceiling. What is it like to eat anything else? Or for a diabetic to take insulin? It is like that. A fact of life. I have found that most people are revolted by the concept of eating the flesh of humans rather than the act itself. Taken in isolation of social concerns, humans are no more or less edible than most mammals. The flesh can be of poor or high quality depending on all the factors you would expect. Diet, lifestyle, etc. I prefer to prepare my meals as I would sashimi. Light garnish and flavoring, but with an emphasis on the taste of the base meat. Do I enjoy it? No, not especially. Some Japanese are fond of pork and chicken sashimi, and I've never been one of them. But it is a fact I must accept. And it is how things will be. I will make the best of it.
Do you feel bad about having to eat people?
No, but I was never a vegetarian, so why should I? He seems puzzled by the question as if he is missing nuances of meaning. It does not matter where the meat comes from. Someone who died in a car accident is as viable as someone I kill. I admit I have beaten people that I have killed, but that was of necessity. I was going to kill them anyway. Why let their bodies go to waste?
What's the deal with your teeth?
Ethically sourced human meat. What deal are you referring to?
Did you file them down into those points?
No, they are actually new teeth created by the infection. I suppose it's a natural advantage to have teeth better suited to carnivorous pursuits.
Let's talk about something else. Like your father bailing you out of jail?
Yes, I do recall you asking about that. His reticence is palpable in the long silence that follows. He does not continue.
You said if I came back later, you'd tell me what happened.
Gaiju sighs heavily, nodding. I have given you my words, and I intend to keep it. Do not be concerned. I simply have not spoken to my family in a long time.
Sounds like you might not have gotten along.
Not when I was younger, no, but we came to an understanding eventually. It simply took some time to get there. Longer than he would have liked, I suspect. Excuse me. Yasujiro gave me an ultimatum after my run-in with Shiawase security. He told me that he had to cut a backroom deal with a rival in Shiawase to keep me out of prison. The charges would be suspended if I finished high school and studied at Kyoto University with the intent of joining Renraku. If I did not, Shiawase would take me into custody and I would spend time in prison.
I'm surprised he cut a deal at all.
On some level, I am as well. Those sorts of deals are made all the time between middle managers who compete across corporations, but are always frowned upon. Usually, they are also illegal. I think I took them for granted before that day. I'd always taken my family for granted, perhaps. Raised in a Renraku family, going to Renraku schools, I always had a sense of place, of belonging where I was. Thought of all that vanishing, I simply could not imagine it. Suddenly, the reality of my actions became clear. Gaiju runs his fingers over his bald scalp, smiling distantly. From then on, I tried to be the son he wanted, and he seemed glad of it. We grew much closer over the next few years. He took time off to visit me when I was living in Kyoto.
Why would that be unusual?
He was a very busy man in those days, a lot of responsibility and very little time for himself. I was impressed that he could carve as much time as he did just to go camping with his son.
Camping doesn't seem like a very Japanese pastime.
It's more popular than you would think. There's less open physical space in Japan and in North American nations, but most of Japan is still undeveloped. The steep mountains and valleys make construction outside of the flatlands prohibitively expensive, and the area around Kyoto is protected from development. We made several trips into the area between Kyoto and Nara, around the village of Ide. We camped in the mountains above it. We'd hunt wild deer and boar there using my family's Arctic Arpicus.
That's a strange choice of weapon.
It's a choice for expediency. It's nearly impossible for a private citizen to own a firearm in Japan, which is why you may so often read of Yakuza attacks involving swords and cleavers. As the Tenegashima that my family owns is from the 18th century, that is exempt from ordinary regulations. Perhaps ironically, hunting with my father is how I learned to prepare raw meat. Strange to think that such activities served as training for my current state of affairs.
I really don't want to hear about that.
I'll not bore you with the details of your interest in how it is done. Sighing happily, Gaichu stares off into the distance. When he looks back, he smiles proudly. Those were good days. I'm sorry I cannot go back to those times. When one joins the Red Samurai, one must give up all attachments of one's previous life. The company, the code, and the unit become the entirety of your world.
Even your family ties have to be cut.
Especially those. Anything that could distract you from a mission must be purged. Commitment to the unit and the company must be total. Applicants must be human, Japanese, and utterly devoted to Renraku. Your unit becomes your family. Your commander is your father and mother. Your teammates are your siblings. Red Samurai are not allowed to reveal our identities and position to anyone outside the Special Operations Group. Even if we wanted friends outside the unit, we cannot have them.
So how'd you end up joining the Renraku military?
Fair question, given my youthful indiscretions. Are you familiar with the Kenpetai? Aren't they the Japanese political police? Yes, much like the commissaires of the Soviet Union, they are responsible for enforcing political and social orthodoxy. Not only concerned with the army, the Kenpetai also enforce certain laws with regards to the general populace. It's my understanding that they're a Gestapo. That is not entirely accurate, but it is more correct than not. It is an organization with little oversight, broad powers, and simple recruitment methods. As such, power tends to get the better of most members. When I was enrolled at Kyoto University, I studied global security and political science. It is the major generally used as gateway to private security postings of both government and corporate military. Excuse me, sorry. I knew I wanted to fight. I was a young man, and my blood was always up. One of the requirements was that the students join the Youth Brigade Kenpetai. The Youth Brigade is a bit like the ROTC in North America, the Young Falcons in the Sioux Nation, or District Officer Program in the Republic of Korea. Members learn to be soldiers without actually joining an army. They provide community service and promote civic pride. Performance and prestige in the Kenpetai used to dictate later job opportunities, a bit like a good internship.
Seems like the kind of thing Renraku would look favorably upon.
When I was in school, the mega corporations looked favorably on youth brigade service. At the time, the interests of the emperor and corporations were aligned. A grand drive to return Japanese industry to the forefront of the world economy. Good remarks from your youth brigade commander were a sure sign that you'd be offered a good position with corporate security, and I wanted to be the best. These days, the mega corporations have begun to resist that kind of nationalism and favor a corporate pride. Youth brigade service is becoming a black mark rather than a positive. I do not know if the alternative is any better, though. When I was nearing graduation, I was approached by a recruiter with Renraku Security. She told me I came from a good family and could have a promising career with the company. She offered to fast-track my application towards a potential Red Samurai position. 3 years with the Renraku military as a junior officer, and guaranteed placement in the Red Samurai training billet of my choosing. The pay was good, and the excitement of being an elite was an attractive proposition. I accepted, but I did not truly understand what I was signing up for. As I told you before, they force you to give up everything except the company and the unit. That was made clear to me, but I truly did not understand it.
So what happened?
Exactly what you would expect happened. I signed the contract and became a soldier in Renraku's army. I was physically fit, at the top of my class, and it seemed inevitable I see my desires fulfilled. Gaichu wraps 2 knuckles on his breastplate. Obviously, I succeeded. The training was extremely difficult, both mentally and physically. I knew that I would be isolated from my old life, but I did not anticipate the full extent of that isolation. All Red Samurai recruits report to a facility called the Forge in Chiba. You were assigned to a unit, you and 4 other recruits, and for the next 2 years, the Forge will be your home and prison. Chicken said wistfully, Gaichu snorts. It seems ridiculous in retrospect. We were all so young. None of us had any idea what we were doing, except trying to become the best soldiers in the world. Yet those strangers became my new family, in the absence of the old.
Tell me about the members of your unit.
That chapter of my life is over and done with, and they are no longer part of my world. Why would you care about any of that?
If I understand how you were trained, I can make better use of your skills.
I can see you will not be dissuaded. Very well, I suppose it is a small thing to tell you. Kaichi looks down at his hands, picking something out from beneath one claw. When I was younger, I would have more readily cut off my fingers and tell you what you ask. You must understand that secrecy is absolute among the Red Samurai. Your identity becomes secret, erased from any database that might connect you to the Red Samurai. You use only your code name when in the field, and your given name is known only to your commanders in your unit. Even other Red Samurai units have no idea who you really are. Finally looking out from his hands, Gaichi leans back against the boxes. Contact with the outside world is is cut off completely. Even once training is over, your communications are restricted. Maintaining relationships outside of those you work with is frowned upon.
That's a lot of stress. Whatever recruit can't take it.
Very few recruits get to this point if they cannot handle it. We all underwent stringent psychological tests prior to this point. If a recruit cannot handle it, he and the rest of his unit are failed out of the program. The rationale is simple. If one member cannot take the training and this unit cannot carry him through, they have all failed. Ishida was our commander. He came from a rich family in Saitama, the kind of family where he was given every advantage possible, with the expectation that he would keep the family name prestigious. He was older than the rest of us, as he'd already spent 6 years in the army. A very severe man, rarely given to humor. Takagawa was usually the second in command. As our designated marksman, he tended to have a better tactical view of how an operation should be run, simply because he needed to study to train more. He loved to get us laughing. Without him, I think I would have gone crazy in the first few months. Our mage's name was Sasaki. She had been in training as a Miko, an apprentice priestess, when her match began to manifest. She was in the unit for the challenge and for the money. Her family had always been poor, and they had always told her she would never amount to anything. I think she had joined the Red Samurai just to prove to them that she could do anything she wanted.
My kind of attitude, I admit.
I'm unsurprised to hear it. You and Sasaki share similar attitudes. Neither of you stops to consider if your goals are attainable. You simply know that they are. Our heavy gunner's name was Aomori. He kept the team honest with itself. He never had a disparaging word for anyone, but would not hesitate to call someone out for their behavior. Sasaki loved that about him. Really, she loved all of him. The two were discreet, but discretion only goes so far in such a small team. Still, we respected their privacy where possible.
That seems like a recipe for disaster.
Under ordinary circumstances, it could have, but Red Samurai unit commanders are given incredible leeway in what to allow or forbid. The belief is that the unit should fail or succeed as a whole. To that end, whatever works is the guiding principle. Aomori and Sasaki would have been miserable if we kept them apart, and it would have hurt the team. Lastly, there was me. I was the close quarters and breaching expert, the first man in the doorway and to clear the room. I was a perfectionist on the team. Aomori could get us to do anything, but I was the one who made certain we did it with style.
What? You made them practice harder or something?
If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing well. If that thing is also your duty, it is worth doing perfectly. Many times we would perform a drill or exercise well enough, but that was not good enough if I had to trust my life to it. That was why we became one of the best teams in the organization's history.
That's the thing to be proud of.
Of course it is. Do you think I do not know that? I apologize. It's just as those feelings are still raw sometimes. Even if I were to be cured, I could never go back. They have been disgraced, and I have done unforgivable things. I have been cast out for good.
What do you mean?
Gaichi closes his eyes, sighing through his nose. When they ambushed me in Fukuoka, it was fight or die. I killed 2 of them before I escaped. I will not be returning to the unit no matter what. It is not an easy memory to grapple with.
Why not now?
I need to process the emotions. It was nearly a year ago, but it still feels as raw as if it were yesterday. I'm tired. Come back later and we can talk more. Alrighty. 2 down, 3 to go. Oh gosh. Thanks for putting up with me, folks. But the story must continue. You wake with a start. Once again, you're tangled in your sheets, drenched in sweat. Your throat feels like it's on fire. You can't remember what your dreams were about, not precisely. But again, you feel that yearning sensation, the emptiness in your gut and in your chest. Your head throbbing, you heave yourself out of bed. Okay. I'm I'm gonna exercise a bit. Pod helps clear my head. Oh, sweet. Sweetness. Alright, well, we're probably definitely gonna talk. You know what? First, let's do Gobbet. Or are we gonna get a bite? Are we gonna get a bite this time? Nah, not this time. Gobbet looks up from her hot plate at the sound of your approach. A smile creases her face. She raises her eyebrow and gestures at the cabin around you. You know, the revenge has really been shaping up over the past few days. All the work that we've been putting into her, she's starting to feel like a real home. Anyway, enough about the boat. Ready for your next lesson, or did you just want to chat? Yeah, originally it was named the Boat Hole, and then last stream, we got a chance to name it, and we had like there was a couple options, but the Revenge. I was like, Revenge. We'll do that. Because we're Podwick. We're all about the revenge. Yeah, so we know she didn't go on the last run with us, so we'll just go to ready for my next lesson. Yeah, that's good. I was hoping you'd want to keep going with this. It's good for you, and I'm kind of enjoying it too. Gaba runs a hand through the knotted ropes of her hair, a contemplative look on her face. A moment later, she turns her attention back to you. Alright, this is going to be another long story, so I'm thinking we should take it in chunks. If you've got any questions, you can ask them along the way, and if you need to take a break, we can come back to it.
Don't ask, tell. You're the one who's running this show, remember?
Of course I remember. And you're right, I'm the teacher here, so shut up and listen until I tell you not to. Alright, so last time I told you about the events that brought an end to my illustrious career as a subcontractor. Hello? I thought I heard Jenna. Sorry. Alright. This time, I'm going to tell you about a run that I went on with my regular team.
Nightchar's team, you mean?
No, this was long before I hooked up with them. Iz was still learning the deck back then. She was good for her age, but she wasn't ready for prime time. And it'd be another couple of years before I'd meet Nitro or Auntie Cheng. You don't know anyone from the group I'm talking about. They're all gone now anyway.
Wait, you lost 3 other teams where you hooked up with me?
Yeah, I did. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Touchy, touchy.
Yeah, maybe I am. But I'll bet if I poked into all the people you lost over the years, you get touchy too. Anyway, truth is, I'm mostly over it. When you run the shadows, losing people is an occupational hazard. As Shadowrunners, we're disposable assets. Shouldn't come as a surprise when we get used up and tossed away.
In the same way in the Barrens. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, you know how it is. People die and it's sad, but there's no sense moping about it.
Tell me about the team you're running with.
Sure. She extends hands so she can count off the teammates on her fingers. Mana scurries down her sleeve and perches on her forearm. Our muscle was a Hawaiian Jew with poor impulse control. Big round guy with lumberjack arms and rings in his hair. He called himself Honu? I guess I love turtles. I don't know. Street names are weird. We had a tech specialist, Egret. She was tall, gawky, dyed her hair bone white. She had a drone named Arlo that followed her around like a lost puppy. She was kind of a jack of all trades, but she could get the job done. Fun at parties, too. Our de facto team leader was a guy named Sui. He was a wiry troll, if you can imagine that. Probably about 2% body fat, all skin and bones. Walked with a hunch to make himself look smaller. He was a shaman. Follow the rat, like me.
Sounds like an interesting group of people.
It was, but then everyone I worked with has been interesting in his or her own way. As a rule, shadowrunning isn't a profession that attracts boring people.
So, how do you meet this group of yours?
Through mutual friends. We actually all lived together before we started to start running as a team. There's this floating squatters commune out in Hung Home Bay. It's probably still out there, actually. I haven't been back in a long time, but I spent a few years living on the thing, and the rest of the team lived there with me.
You lived on raft?
Yeah, basically. We called it the sinking ship. There wasn't much to look at. I saw a whole bunch of shipping containers all bolted together into one big floating brick. It wasn't the most comfortable place I'd ever lived, but the price was right and the company was good.
Okay, I think I got a grasp on the team dynamic. Actually, first, before we go into team dynamic, I'd like to hear more about that sinking ship.
Let's hold off on that for a little bit, okay? I'd like to get through the rest of the story before you spend any more time on the raft. After your lesson's over, I'll tell you whatever you want to know about the commune, but for now, I'd rather not get sidetracked.
Okay, I think I got a grasp of the team. Go, go.
Alright, moving on. One day, Sui brought us a job. He met a client in a Victoria Harbor bar at Eastern Tiger exec. Guy wanted us to steal something for him, a shiny object. I know, it's stupid, right? But that's how the Johnson described to us. The shiny object. That was what he wanted us to get. He never get it any of the name.
Seriously, a rat shaman hired to steal a shiny object?
Yeah, you can see how the gig would be hard for us to resist. Anyway, the client told us what to look for. He described it as a chunk of red jade about the size and shape of an ostrich egg, with a mirror-polished surface and gold wire inlays. He said that it had paper charms hanging off of it, food talismans, types sorcery stuff. We weren't supposed to touch those. The client also told us about the shiny object's then owner, an old hedge wizard turned entrepreneur named Kong Zhuyan.
So you were supposed to steal a crystal ball from a wizard, apparently.
When you boil it down like that, it sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? But hey, that's the world we live in. And like I said, Zhuyan wasn't just a wizard, he was an entrepreneur, a business wizard. The guy had resources. From what we were told, the old man was keeping a shiny object in one of his warehouses. He had a bunch of them. He built himself a nice little empire selling magical paraphernalia through puppet vendors in the Yaumatai night market. Supposedly a good fifth of the stalls in that place were on Zhuyan's payroll.
Yeah, what kind of magical paraphernalia are you talking about? Actually, no. Magical objects. You got my attention.
Well, some of it was magic. A lot of what was in that warehouse was crap, though. Fakes and forgeries to sell to Galwa tourists. Still, there was some nice stuff on display, magical regents and the like. But sifting the good from the bad would have taken time, and we weren't planning on sticking around long enough to do that.
Fair enough.
So we cased the warehouse for a couple nights before the run. You know, did some recon, took some notes. From what we'd seen, we were pretty sure that Zurian was keeping our payday in the vault area at the very back of the building. Security was pretty heavy, though. He was paying a local triad for protection, and he kept a lot of their boys and staff. Sui was the one who came up with the plan. We'd split up outside and enter the warehouse in two teams. Team A would create a diversion. Team B would hit the vault while security was looking the other way. We grab our payday, regroup, get the hell out.
In my experience, splitting the group is almost always more trouble than it's worth.
I'd agree with you if you were going in expecting a straight fight, but as a Shadowrunner, you should almost never want to get in one of those. When you're on the job, you're always going to be outnumbered and outgunned. Going quiet is inherently safer than going loud, and if splitting the group is what it takes to do that, Anyway, Team A, Honu and Egret, took around to the load dock just like we planned. Sui and I waited by the service entrance. We didn't have to wait long. A couple minutes in, we heard this ungodly crash, then another and another. As it turns out, Egret had rigged into Zuyun's network of automated forklifts. She had 6 of them running amok in the loading dock, chasing down workers and crashing themselves into anything marked fragile.
Next time we're on the run with the loading dock, remind me about the forklift trick.
Awesome, right? Egret really outdid herself. I wish that I could have been there to see it. Egret's distraction did what it was supposed to. As Zui and I watched, most of the triad guys at the service entrance abandoned their posts and went hauling off towards the loading dock. A couple of guys with baseball bats stayed behind, but we handled them easily enough. We slipped inside and made a beeline for the back of the warehouse where the shiny object was supposed to be.
Let me guess. Something went wrong.
No, actually it was there, just like we thought it'd be. Doors open and everything. The shiny object was sitting there in the teak cradle, gleaming with reflected light. Just like the client had said, it had a ring of talismans hanging off of it like a grass skirt, people all crinkled with age. We didn't waste any time. I reached in and grabbed the thing. It felt strange through my gloves. The jade sort of had pulsed, like it had a heartbeat.
That sounds ominous.
Yeah, tell me about it. I wanted to drop the thing, but it was our payday, so I slipped it into my satchel instead. I couldn't get the flap closed quickly enough. The baggage being secure, Sui and I turned to hightail it out of there. Then things went to shit.
Did the shiny object do something unpredictable?
No, not the shiny object. Old man Zhuyan. He was standing there right in front of us, larger than life. I guess that when he heard the commotion in the loading dock, he come running, well, waddling, to make sure that his treasure was safe. As it turns out, it wasn't, because I'd already stolen the thing. He looked displeased.
He was an old man, and, well, actually, I know about magic, so what'd you do?
What do you think we did? We had our backs to a wall. We lit the old bastard up. It was pretty epic, truth be told. Spirits were summoned, spells were discharged, vault door sealed behind Zuyan like something out of a movie. At one point, old man leapt onto Zui's back and tried to bite his ear off. I won't bore you with the play-by-play of how the fight went down. In the end, we crushed him. Unfortunately, the fighting caused some collateral damage. At some point during our showdown with Zuyan, the control panel for the vault door must have eaten a large arc of lightning or the blast of a fireball. It was toast, all black and melted, and neither of us could fix it.
How am I not surprised?
You shouldn't be. Magical duels are no joke. So yeah, we were stuck in the vault. I had the payday in my satchel, but it was only a matter of time before the old man's remaining security guys found us in there. But there's still one way out, a ventilator duct up high in the rafters, but it's too small for Sui to fit through. He was a troll after all. I had the shiny object, but if I left Sui there and security got him, well, you do the math. So here's the conundrum. I got the payday in my satchel. Team is split. It's inevitable that more Tri-49ers are going to find us. We don't know when or how many. Egret and Honu are holding their own in the loading dock for now. I can stay with Sui and help fight off the inevitable wave of Tri-49ers, but we'll be badly outmatched. Like, badly. Odds survival won't look good for either of us. If Egret weren't pinned down in the loading dock, she could probably get the vault door open, but in order to get to her, I'll have to leave Sui alone in the vault. If Zuyan's reinforcements find Sui before I get back with Egret, well... So that's the scenario, Seattle. Not a lot to work with, I know. Now tell me, what should I do? Knowing... I know what I would do. I know what Gobbit would do, though.
You got a dangerous magical artifact in your pouch, right? Think I'd try to use it.
That's the most stylish answer, isn't it? Just audacious enough to be fun. It popped into my head right then and there, just same as it did yours. So that's what I did. No hesitation. I just made it happen. The troll would try to climb into the vents.
Yeah, like, just push my butt. Push my butt.
It was almost like Sui had been waiting for me to pass him the thing. He seemed eager to take it. He hugged that chunk of rock to his chest like a newborn baby. Collar swam in the stone, and something changed in his eyes. Then old man Jian's 49ers breached the door, and Sui unleashed hell. She pauses, frowning, scratching Folly, and uses her hand to rub her eyes. Finally, she turns back to you. A sour look pinches her features. What went down in that room? Well, I've seen that kind of carnage a couple times in my life, and I've been running the shadows for years. Those Trian men were torn to scraps by the end of it. I don't think I'll ever forget the sounds they made. I spent most of the fight huddled up in a corner for my own safety. What Sui let loose from the stone didn't seem terribly interested in discriminating between friend and foe.
What do you mean by that? Do you summon hostile spirits or something?
Something like that. Truth be told, I don't know what they were. Like I said, I was hiding. But you couldn't have done it without the shiny object, not in a million years. Whatever they were, the rock brought them there.
So, what happened then?
And we waited for things to calm down the vote, and for things to go slithering away. I think that Sui had some limited control over them, which is why they didn't eat us. After they were gone, Sui gave me this shiny object back. I put it in my satchel, and we bailed. We collected the others on our way out. They were blissfully ignorant of what happened on the other side of the warehouse, and I didn't see a reason to change that. We hightailed it back to the docks and caught the first boat back to the sinking ship. Mission accomplished. She looks away again and stares off into space. From what I'm told, people still avoid Julian's warehouse like the plague. It's supposed to be haunted even to this day. People who set foot in the building keep turning up dead. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only living people who knows why. Anyway, that's it. Lesson's over. If you got any questions, go ahead.
Gobbit, was there a point to this story? I'm trying to find a moral here.
That was when I started telling it. I thought I was going to tell you to be comfortable with breaking the rules. I don't think I'm going to say that now, though. I'm not feeling it anymore.
Why not? At least your team made it out of this alive.
I didn't stay that way for long, but let's leave that for next time, huh? I don't want to get into it just now.
Can't tell me more about the sinking ship?
Yeah, sure, the story's over, so we can get into it. I went into the sinking ship when I was just a kid. I think I was 12, maybe 13 years old at the time. In the beginning, it was just me and a couple of rat shaman friends, Cadmus and Malvina. They were older, but they were always cool to me.
Did your friends build the rat?
Or wait.
Is it typical for groups of rat shamans to congregate like that?
Not terribly, no. I mean, we have lodges, same as any other group of shamans, and you usually find a few of us hanging out in those. I guess there's just something special about our little group, or maybe about the singing ship. We liked it. We felt at home there. Didn't hurt that the singing ship was well stocked in provision when we found it either. I mean, don't look at me like that. It was abandoned when we took it.
Abandoned?
There's a team of Shadowrunners that had lived on the thing before us, but they bid it on a job. Cat and Mal heard the knock of opportunity, and they had claimed the raft for Rat in record time. Taking over the singing ship was an easy job, mind you. The previous owners had installed traps and automated defenses all over the raft. Cat had his hands full with those for a month.
What kind of traps are we talking about?
Usual stuff, explosives, pop turrets, that kind of thing. Cat and his sister Yasmin took care of most of it without too much trouble. Biggest problems were the scuttling charges. Runners who built the raft had installed these explosives all along the perimeter that ripped the bottom on the thing if it was ever seized by the police. The explosives were tricky to deal with. Cat was able to disarm them, but he had to leave them where they were. It was always just slightly uncomfortable knowing that I was sleeping on top of a couple 100 pounds of dormant explosives.
Yeah, I can't blame you there.
Hey, like I said, it was free. There weren't really even any rules to follow, which suited me fine. Melvina was sort of leader of our little nest, but we never really listened to her. She was always trying to play the mom card, instill a sense of responsibility into us. It was cute. She did have a propensity for getting things done, though, and I had to give her that. Anyway, after a few months, other people started showing up. Squatters, and most people, Shadowrunners, that sort of crazies. Well, as they say cool as us, we were cool with them. Eventually, it became a community. Imagine that.
So you wound up squatting in the revenge because of your time on a sinking ship?
I don't know, maybe. Never really thought about it before, but yeah, maybe. I guess I'm a water rat now.
Let's take a break and come back to this later.
Of course, like I said, it's a long story. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nope.
Hey, see, I'm sorry the lesson wound up getting a little unfocused at the end. I'm not really sure what came over me.
It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I still feel bad about it, so look, I'll make you a deal. Your next lesson will definitely be on point, and I'll tell you what it's about up front. No more question and answer sessions. How's that sound?
Fine by me, Gobbit. Catch you next time.
Next time. Alright, then, Isobel. Let me double check something here. Okay. Isabel half turns away from the octopus main display. She looks at you, blinking. The mirror stick that you acquired from Rhombus has already been slid into one of the beer's many expansion ports. The cherry red plastic that sheathes the stick looks slick and wet in the light. You did good back there. Run went well. You got the stick. Key to my old memories. All I have to do now is slot it.
Any thoughts about that last run?
Yeah, of course I got thoughts. It was my run, right? And thank you for coming with me.
Don't mention it. It was kind of fun.
I don't know if I call it that, but we got what we came for. That's something. Anything else you wanted to know?
You haven't unlocked your old memories yet?
Not yet. I mean, I can. It'd be as simple as pulling myself in and tapping a key. Well, my old memories are mine if I want them.
But you're not sure that you want them.
Yeah, it's about the shape of it. I'm feeling hesitant about this. It is easy, you know, shifting organic memories into hardware storage, wiping the originals and locking them away for safekeeping. That's corporate level mind sculpting. Serious business.
Locking the files away was important to you. I got that.
Very important. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have let an amateur tinker with my brain in the corner of a derelict shopping mall. Whatever I got up there, I was desperate to get rid of it. Makes a girl wonder why.
Tell me, Isabel, would it have been easier for you to have Rhombus just wipe the memories away altogether?
Yes, much easier. Still not without risk, but
you didn't do that. You had to move the memories into storage. Why?
Because I knew that one day I might need them.
Were we wrong about that? You tell me.
No, damn it, of course I wasn't, but you don't have to be so glib about it. Another long pause. Isabel stares at her feet, thinking. Finally, she looks back up at you. You're right, I know that. I knew it before we went to get the code. I just need to talk through it with someone, not Gobbet, someone who could take the situation seriously. I need to talk through it with you.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Without another word, she pulls a cable from a pile on the floor and slots it into her data jack. The other end disappears into one of the octopus's many brains. Her fingers fly across the octopus's keyboard, rattling off a series of audible clicks. Finally, her thumb hovers over the execute key. Alright, Slane. Wish me luck. The key depresses with an audible click. As well, eyes flutter, her cheeks flush red with blood. Oh, no. She starts shaking her head from side to side, wringing her hands. A progress bar in the auxiliary monitor slowly climbs. Well, oh, fuck. I might not be a decker, but I know more than well enough. You don't unplug someone in the middle of this sort of thing.
You got this, Iz. Don't back down.
Thanks for the tip. I'm not backing down. It's almost done. The progress bar climbs to 100. Isabel snatches the cable back out of her data jack and covers her eyes with her hands. She's shivering. Now I remember why I didn't want these anymore.
You alright?
No, I'm not alright. I am the opposite of alright. There's a lot of bad stuff in here. Things that happen to friends of mine, to relatives, things that I watched happen. No.
Is there anything I can do?
Nothing comes to mind. These crystal memories are crystal clear. It's like all this shit happened yesterday. I can remember watching friends die. I can see their screaming faces just as clear as they did it happened. It's like watching a Trids show, but it's my life and it's real.
It's about focus. Is there anything in there that can help us?
She screws her eyes shut in concentration, beats a sweat hang heavy on her brow. I think so, yes. It'll take me time to sift through all of this, though. I'll hold on to these memories for as long as I can, hopefully long enough to reveal something useful. No promises beyond that, though.
I'm not asking for promises, just do your best.
I always do. One thing that does come about at me, Rhombus archives some software up here. She taps her temple with a fingernail. This thing on top of the memory is all wrapped up like a present. I don't know why he did it, but it looks like a combat package.
My interest is officially piqued.
It's interesting, yeah. I'm gonna study it to know what it does. It looks like some sort of basic attack modification. I think that maybe I can use it.
Can't wait to see it in action.
Yeah, it's all very exciting, but for now, just give me some space, okay? She turns away shivering. Like I said, it's gonna take me some time to make sense of all this stuff.
Alright, I'll check back with you later.
Good. Go. Now. Alright. Let's check out our mission computer, see if there's anything there. Alright. 2 unread messages. Let's read the first one. Urgent task. From Kylie Cheng. Little birds have been whispering into my ear about an urgent and high-paying run. Steel Arm Lu, a red pole, managed to get his hands on information concerning a prototype laser weapon in development by Ares Asia Holdings. For years, the Yellow Lotus and Red Dragon have been locked in a Cold War. Despite this, we remain evenly matched. Neither one of us can attack the other without being exposed to devastating reprisals. Lu wants to change this, and he has a plan. Rather than strike directly, Lu intends to aim external forces at the Red Dragon, specifically Knight Errant. He intends to frame a white paper fan named Golden Fawn, making it appear that Red Dragon had been bribing Ares researchers for classified data. 2 leading drone and energy weapons researchers have recently transferred from London to Hong Kong and are running the project. Doctors Taylor and Hardingham are respected in Europe, but in Hong Kong they remain unknown quantities. They're untrusted, and therefore are considered untrustworthy. Perfect targets, in other words. We will provide data that will make it look as if the researchers were contacted by Golden Fawn and made quite a bit of money, but grew tired of the arrangement. Transfer the attached files to a data chip. The files are bundled with a worm program which will auto-execute when inserted into the appropriate systems. You need not bring a decker, though one might be helpful. You will need to plant data in the visitor record system. The camera system is in Hardingham and Taylor's lab. The financial data is to be transferred to Dr. Taylor's personal terminal. That in and of itself will not be enough to ensure Knight Errant involvement, however. Planting the data is only the first part of your task. This is where a heavier touch will be required. You also need to steal the prototype laser weapon. There's a GPS tracking device attached to it, which they will plant deep in Red Dragon territory. The apparent theft of the prototype weapon by a disgruntled Triad member should convince Ares to dispatch overwhelming force against the Red Dragon, dealing them a vicious blow. As a note, Lou does not care what becomes of the laser weapon. If you should sell it or keep it, feel free. I have also attached a map of your extraction route from the building. During the building's facilities expansion in 2052, Ares Asia was forced to extend their foundations deeper into the island. They drove piles and through the former site of the central MTR station, which was partially collapsed during the Dalu Bay earthquake of 2044. Practically, this means you can exit through the basement directly onto the new MTR line through Central. With any luck, you can be gone without anyone knowing how. Unfortunately, this route is heavily alarmed, so you will be forced to go in the front door. If you can con the front desk, you should have no problems. The facility is both an office and a residence, so strange people coming in and out and going at odd hours is not unusual. If you're not up to fast talk, however, be prepared to shoot your way in. Lou does not care if you are loud or quiet, but a word of caution. He came by all this information via loose lips of one of the research teams. Other fixtures know this job. Move fast or you're guaranteed success. But there are definitely other Shadowrunners with an eye on your prize. We'll take the run. Very well. Steelarm Lou sends his regards and bids you good fortune and plentiful ammunition. The dramatic gift. Don't die slain. Our arrangement has been very profitable so far, and I would hate to lose that. Restaurant job! One of the things I've learned over the years is that even the rich and powerful have annoyances, thorns in their sides, if you will. No one is without troubles, the rich just have different ways of solving them. The client for this run has grown tired of one particular thorn in his side. Chio Singh Rooster Lu. Lu is a red pole for one of the smaller triads here in Hong Kong, the 289s, or the Easy Money Gang, if you prefer. Despite the 289's small stature, Lu's illegal activities have managed to damage the client's profits. Mr. Johnson would like you to help him show Lo the error of his ways. Lo takes an evening every few months to dine at the Shangri-La restaurant in Aberdeen. If you aren't aware, the Shangri-La is an elite establishment serving primarily corporate clientele from Wuxing Incorporated. Because of this, it's not unusual for diners to bring bodyguards or assistants with them. In Lo's case, he brings a particularly brutish enforcer known as the Talon, and undoubtedly feels well protected. You're going to prove just how wrong he is in this manner. You are to kidnap Rooster Lo. So long as he is alive and in relatively good health, all options are on the table. While keeping the run quiet would make things easier for Mr. Johnson, no one will shed too many tears over a few dead triad thugs. The client has arranged an exit via boat. So long as you can get Lo from the interior of the restaurant to the restaurant stop, the client will handle everything else. Despite being a red pole, Lo is a tactician, not a fighter. Don't expect him to put too much of a fight. The Talon, on the other hand, is as nasty as they come. Be careful about how you confront him, or things may go very badly. We'll take the run. I hope the client will let you take the job. By the time you arrive at the Shangri-La, the boat to get you out will be waiting. We don't need it. Oops, sorry. Golly, how many jobs do we have now? We have so many. Oh my gosh, so many. Okay. This new cast just aired. If anyone wants to watch real-time isobar data or Earthsat images of the storm, the basic service paywall and Skywatcher imagery is easily circumvented. Newscaster. The Imperial Japanese... Sorry. Blah! Woo! That voice. Woohoo! What is going on? The Imperial... I'm trying to do a voice, and it's not coming out right at all. The Imperial Japanese Meteorological Agency today issued an advanced typhoon warning for the northern Philippines and the coast of Guangdong Confederation, as Tropical Storm Usagi has grown into a full-strength typhoon, Category 3, in the Pacific. Typhoon Usagi is formed late in the year for such a powerful storm. Meteorologists credit this growing trend of awakened cold season typhoons to global warming and powerful magical vortices in the eastern Pacific, which appear to help drive moist air convective over cooler ocean waters. The newscaster looks down at her notes. According to the official release by Lance Inroki of the IGMA, Usagi is now identified as an awakened storm. We have observed strong lightning activity, electromagnetic anomalies, and extreme concentrations of awakened seabirds along its edges. And yes, I, as the newscaster, will make voices for people as I interview them. Awakened storms exhibit anomalous physical and magical behavior. Many experts believe they show reactive intelligence and possibly even self-awareness and will resist making landfall to prolong their lives, even holding position against prevailing winds. The study of these storms is inhibited by their extreme environmental conditions and astral turbulence. In physical strength, Usagi may peak as a violent typhoon, category 5 on the Eastern Pacific scale, but will weaken substantially before making landfall. Although mariner lores repeat with tales of malicious storms, scientists have detected no provable animosity towards metahumans in the behavior of these miracles of nature. Learn more on Wild Storms of the Pacific this week's episode of Savage Nature with host Bertrand Madonaker. The Guangdong coast will likely have a long precursor battering with drenching winds but moderate winds as Usagi stalls offshore. Usagi is one of the more powerful storms of the season, but this is not unusual. Usagi does not have super typhoon potential. Ha 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 ha. I bet you're wrong. This is going to be perfect. A long, soft hit by Usagi. Lots of electromagnetic interference. Security and cops all tied up. It's running season. I hope everybody's ready for a high operational tempo. Our fixer's already scrambling for crews. I heart storms. Okay. Verse Smack. Come on. Welcome to what could very well be the last Shadowland Poetry Slam. There's something kind of sad about that. End of an era. In honor of Jybert, I created an expert system that writes haikus. It takes whatever's being said in a thread and turns it into a poem. Mind if I fire it up? Snazzy, you shouldn't have. What kind of poetry slam includes bots? This is lame. Homage to Jybert? The program stirs. Turns out text. 3 lines mar the piece. Haha, that's brilliant. Now I can hang up my quill. I really don't buy that a bot can produce poetry like a living, breathing, feeling human being. Sorry. This is bullshit. Despair grips the poets, the machine creating haikus. The jive bot breaks free. Was that supposed to happen? The Matrix Slam is now slammed. This program has broken loose. Pandemonium! Well, look on the bright side. How much damage can a runaway poetry bot do anyway? You fucking people. I would hate to be the system admin who logs in. It's like, you idiots. I told you. No freaking poetry slams. It always ends in this kind of stuff. The hunt continues. A short clip of a Trade News broadcast begins playing. And despite their efforts, no one has yet to come forward. The government of Henan has denied all connection with the terrorist fugitives, even going so far to state that the White Star organization no longer exists. There's still been no word from the HKPF on the whereabouts of those fugitive terrorists. And the mood of the streets is nervous. There's no telling when or where these terrorists will strike. For now, the Special Duties units of the HKPF remains on active alert, ready to respond at a moment's notice. This is Sunny Chung with Horizon News signing off. And I wonder, if everyone on the HKPF is looking for these people, how come they didn't recognize a face right in front of them? Given last run how it ended with the HKPF captain saying, move along. What a load of crap. How are they going to convince us a bunch of crazy terrorists got into the FEZ and just disappeared under their noses, huh? This would never happen if Lone Star was the sole police force here. Sure, because heavily armed terrorists never sneak into Lone Star cities like Chicago and Seattle and disappear and remain free to roam the streets after they engage in public gun battles. There's no way Henan is connected to these people. If they were really White Star, they'd have struck already. Their entire modus operandi is suicide bombings and civilian casualties. If these people are hiding, they're probably on the wrong side of a setup. Sure, because everybody in the shadows is just some bleeding heart fighting the Megas because they believe in freedom. Grow the hell up. Elif Taylor looking for a tailor for a special job. Searching for a tailor for some unusual custom work. I might know a guy. Is this for armor? Not exactly. It's a surprise birthday gift for a friend. A friend's drone, actually. What exactly do you want a tailor to make for a drone? A cat costume? With soft little ears and paws? Or better yet, a bear suit? Ooh, a red samurai outfit. I even have a reference that I can provide. Okay. You got a fat stack of union? This is gonna cost. I'll find the union. Can you help me? This will be so worth it. Yeah, I'll hook you up. Can't get a flight to Seattle. Hey, I've got a problem I'm hoping one of you can help with. I came out to the FEZ 2 weeks ago for work. Now the job's wrapped. Excuse me, I'm trying to get an unobtainable flight to Seattle for the past week. Off the books, no passport control, that kind of thing. Nobody's making the trip. What gives? Check the news feeds, man. Haven't you heard? The Seattle's on lockdown. Nothing coming into or out of the city without thorough search for at least another week. They got some smugglers trying to move some really nasty stuff in through a covert landing at Discovery Park. That seems like a bit of an overreaction. Tons of awful stuff moves through Seattle every day. What's so different about this time? Not like this. You didn't hear it from me, but I have some friends with ICE. They say whatever it was, it set off the radiological alarms to the Coast Guard ship that was sweeping the area. We're talking fissionable material here. Enriched and ready to go in a bomb. No way, I don't buy that for a second. More likely some corp had an accident with one of their ships and dumped some radiological material. They just don't want to admit it, so City Hall is covering their asses. Don't dismiss the news so lightly. Smugglers were carrying cargo for Winter Night. It's only pure luck the cargo was intercepted at all. Who the hell is Winter Night? Sounds like a goblin rock band. Not who. What? All I need to know is this. Winter Night is bad news. You cross them, they destroy your life. You ever run into any of them on a job? I suggest a solution that comes in 7.62mm. New Pinoy in Hong Kong. Hi there, just arrived in HK from CFS and want to meet other runners from the Philippines. Salamat po. Anyone? I make really good pancit. Well, why didn't you say so right away? Kumusta Hoiko? Lots of former Hook families here. Welcome. Hi. Taka-san ka? Me from Manila. I'm a decker. You? QC here. I'm a decker too. Pancit is fine and good, but can you make Jungwon? PM me if you can. Kumusta? Nice to meet you, QC Blues. Hi there, Street Mage here. Might know some Pinoy runners looking for a new decker. Welcome. Smile. Aw. Do we have any pay data? Nope. Okay. So I make these things going from 7 to 10, and oh my gosh, this just went crazy long. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I'm going to... I really want to do another run, but I actually also have to go pick up Jenna. So I'll go ahead and at least get it set up so that whenever we start next time, we'll be going right into a run. So... yeah, it was a pretty fun, smooth run. Again, no deaths or anything like that, but we are definitely ready. I think the next mission we'll do is that laser one, because like they said, there's a limited time for that. So yeah, we'll do that. As you move aboard the train, your PDA buses. Raptor. His scraggy face figures on the screen. My friend, there's something I would like to discuss with you. Something related to the Ares run that you recently accepted.
Go on, I'm listening.
You may recall my story about my former colleagues. I knew they sounded familiar. Taylor and Hardingham, the ones who store all my research, they work at that facility. If the auto repair circuits that they took from me still exist, they are there. I need you to bring me on the run to retrieve them.
Of course, you'll be the first man on the train when we head out.
Thank you, my friend. I will be there directly. You will not regret this decision. I guarantee it. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so we have... oh god. What do I have? Let's hope we don't get too hurt, because we don't have... golly. I wish I had a better Everyone has such good weapons. I need a better melee weapon. Hopefully, I'll be able to buy one after this. So, we will confirm. Okay. Misdirection. Central Hong Kong spills out along Victoria Harbor, all glaring chrome and neon flash against the night's darkness. Skyscrapers are a jagged nest of mirrored knives thrust into the sky, rending the clouds as they ascend into the heavens. The Ares Asia Holdings complex squats menacingly over Chatter Road. A steel and concrete tumor intertwined with nearby buildings in a web of sky bridges and shared parking structures. You make your way inside and ascend to the 5th floor, a public foyer that connects to the restricted areas of the complex. As the elevator opens, you arrive in a cold, dimly lit reception area. Beyond it, your quarry waits. Oh gosh, I so want to keep going. Oh hey, I do have one more thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go. That'll help a little bit, I guess. I mean, at least, so team, what's the armor that you're all rocking? 4, 5, 4. Okay, good. Alright. That is the thing I'm upset at myself the most, is buying this armor. Because I don't like how it looks at all, but oh well. C'est la vu. So, anyways. Game autosave, so we'll just pick up on this on Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead and exit here. So yeah, I have to get Jenna and do all that, but yeah, I'll be back Tuesday. And I'm hoping by then, I have a friend there helping me make some motes for the channel for becoming an affiliate, so people can subscribe and start showing off new fun emotes. I hope everyone will get a kick out of them. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for kind of staying tuned. Thanks for being patient, especially after the storm kind of knocked us out in the middle for a little bit. But yeah. Oh, okay. You know what? Alright. I normally say bye-byes'll stand it, but let's end with a bit of a doggy cam. So, Bosco buddy, hey. Hey, buddy. Here, come on. Pop up. Hey, there we go. Mm-hmm. Show them what you do to the ears. Oh, well. There's Chell. Hi, Chell. Sorry, I only have room in my lap for one doggo. Oh, Shelly. No. You are so upset. You want to come over. Okay, alright. You want to show the people what you do to the ears? You want to show them what you do to the ears? Yeah. He goes crazy for ears. Like, normally, if Cho wasn't staring him down saying, hey, I want to play, he just, like, if I'm laying down just trying to, like, look at my phone or read or something like that, he'll try to dig into my ear, like, ah! Because he's a pupper. Dogs are indeed weird. So anyways, I'll be back Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Hope to see you then. I say bye. Bosco says bye. Chell. Chell also says bye. Bye-bye. Later.